Summertime is, well, I mean, it's still spring, but no, it's summer. I mean, if you live in Florida, it is summer, and they're back, baby. And what I mean by that is not necessarily to say that we're all open. We are, but I was sitting on my patio this week, and the mosquitoes are back. And they're back. Apparently, they know it's open, baby, because there were more of them than I've seen. Apparently, all the mosquitoes in the U.S. are now moving to Florida and Texas as well. My God.
What's the point of having a beautiful backyard with a playground for your kids, and if you can't use it because every time you go outside you get attacked by mosquitoes?
Well, they're not going to want to go out there. I know what it's like. I know what fuels the wanting to stay in your room, Maisie, is the swarm of mosquitoes out on our balcony.
Yeah. Everybody's home values have skyrocketed, but you can't use your backyard because there's mosquitoes everywhere.
But you can.
Yes, you can.
Mosquito Nyx.
That's how I use my backyard. Don't even have to think about it anymore because I have the Mosquito Nyx home system that has basically I put everything next to my pool equipment, but they run high pressure hoses around my fence line and around my roof line that miss my backyard.
I've never seen it work. I felt it work.
Yeah.
But it's so inconspicuous. You will not see the installation. Like, I don't even know it's there.
It's time to go off during peak mosquito time. So like when dusk happens, and then at 9 o'clock, and it's there to create a barrier around your backyard, around your home, so you don't have to deal with mosquitoes. It works. I can tell you myself, I've had it for years now. I never have to worry about mosquitoes. It missed my backyard. It's completely safe. And the chemical they use to basically breaks down in 10 seconds after, so it doesn't leave a residue or a smell or anything.
No matter where you're at in the state of Florida, I mean, we've had people call from all over to get a Mosquito Nyx system. It doesn't matter wherever you're at. In fact, I think this time last year we had a guy that called from Jacksonville and they got you covered, man.
Yeah, and tell them you're a Tom and Dan listener because they will. Our local Mosquito Nyx representative in Central Florida knows our listeners, and they'll hook you up. But if you have a mosquito problem and you're looking to take care of it, check out MosquitoNyx.com. Happy Memorial Day!
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
No. Oh, God damn it. I'm going to get that.
You're not supposed to say that either. That's great. And then I laughed like an elf. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Should we start? It's fine. No one's listening.
It's fine.
All right.
Everyone's barbecuing.
Yeah. How's your barbecue?
7 o'clock, everybody's wasted by now.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Or you're driving drunk.
Our guest today, you know him as Orlando's original 90s party boy, Cadillac Pat. What's up, Pat?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Very, very good to see you. What's new in Cadillac Pat world?
Well, I brought a prop. I brought one of my new toys. I brought something to show you guys.
Okay,
I want to see if you remember it because I found it online. Me and my buddy were talking.
This is what happened. We've been making the joke. He's got a gun for the last 6 years. And who would have guessed that the one guy that would turn his back on us would be you? It wouldn't be any of the multiple enemies we have. It wouldn't be any of the people that we fired or the people that have fired themselves. It would be our good friend Cadillac Pat would be the one to kill him.
Well, it wasn't my first guess, but he's on the list.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah. But
I just like as an old, I was going to say a plot twist, and I was going to switch those letters and call it a twat pissed.
That's good. I like that, dude.
So, what'd you bring here?
Well, if in the 90s, it's something you did as a kid, and it's like before the internet, you had to make yourself laugh somehow. So me and my buddies...
Etch-a-sketch.
No, it's right here. I don't know if you remember this. Everybody had one of these. If you had
fart
cable,
machine.
It's a cable remote. Did you guys have this cable remote as a kid?
Oh, that's to operate the box, right?
Yeah, the box.
Yeah.
Well,
hold on a second. What you went?
It's a cable remote from like the 90s.
Well, no, because my stepdad, he knew he was a biker, so from his biker buddy.
I'm a biker, and that makes me horny by law. What does biker mean?
Well, I mean, he had access to a bunch of people that would do illegal things.
It was called Scientific Atlanta, right?
Scientific Atlantic, I think.
Yeah, Atlantic.
Atlantica.
I always say it's Scientific Atlanta, and you plug it in, and it descrambles Playboy channel so you can see
it was
either
Spice Channel.
Well, we had Playboy and we saw either Emmanuel or Electric Blue. There was a theme, so I was like, Electric Blue. I gotta look that up.
Well, the Spice Channel had hardcore.
Yeah.
And then my buddy the Wizard would be in there and he'd lock himself in my room. And then we're pounding on the door. We're like, we know what you're doing.
Okay. Electric Blue is a softcore pornography show that aired on the Playboy channel in the early 80s. Wow, I'm dating myself. The show was produced in the UK. And I got to find it.
It was soft. Like, it was all, like,
if it's
nudity.
HBO or Playboy Channel, it wasn't like...
Yeah, I got to find the theme song to Electric Blue, though.
There's a lot of, like, silk curtains that float around in you, like, and then I'm like, oh, she was nude for a couple seconds.
Hey, I got it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, this is it. Whoa, they can show that on YouTube?
I don't think we could put that on Twitter.
Wow. I don't think I put it on Twitch,
okay,
but
okay.
that's on YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, no, it's not that. What is that? I mean, she just.
That's too
My
much.
name's Tracy. Yeah, that's right, Tracy. The original Essex girl, that's me. I've got this little flat in Chelmsford, and an XR2i.
She has a plastic pig apron.
It was a UK show. I've seen all of these. That song,
that's
by the
UK
way.
white trash. I know that accent.
By the way, that's reps. That's pervert reps. Because as soon as that song came on, I felt it. Seriously.
Felt the move?
Well, because...
Nostalgia boner.
Yeah, it got a nostalgia boner. Thank you, Sam. Write that down. That's the name of the show, Casey. It's Nostalgia Boner. I did. Like, I heard the song, and I was da, 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 because you used to hear the song, and you knew you only had the song to see if you could hit the box to get it to hold one. Like, one of the static waves would be like, oh, if I could
freeze in between waves, then you see it. You're like, I see
I
boobs.
see one nipple.
The wave stopped.
Yeah.
And no, but you can actually see it really
but
good.
if you shake your head really fast, you can see it.
No, that didn't work for me.
You know,
that's the trick.
That same thing happens to me. Like that old, like classic porn, I'll still watch that as a category and then it'll do more
I don't
for
do that.
me.
You're
Wow.
I don't do
No, because that's what I first saw, so it got ingrained into my brain, and that's now a little bit of what I like.
What I really hate.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
Don't look at me.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
Don't look him in the eyes, Pat.
I go back and I look up old porn stars, and then they're still doing like versions now. Like Christy Canyon used to be. That was my gal. It's Christy Canyon.
Oh, how old is she now? 60s?
I don't know. 55.
No, she's got
to be older.
Maybe 60. I don't know. I don't know.
She's still working?
Well, she does a podcast.
What did you say?
I said 55.
55 on the nose.
Oh, wow.
He knows. I know.
That's his lady.
I know my first
I
crush.
forgot that back in the 70s, they were 17 when
They also looked a lot older back in the day.
Man. She's 19 and they're big 90s
Mega hair.
Yeah.
But she was ample up top, you know. And so I looked her up. She does a podcast with, I think, Ginger Lynn. And they do a show together. And they'll do it, and it has a video component, and I think they put it on their OnlyFans, and it's like, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be kind.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
It's like, you shouldn't be, it's like, I don't want, like, when Michael Jordan is 75, he doesn't need to get back out there. You don't need to enter the dunk contest. You can sit on the sideline and be the legend that you were, right?
Michael Jordan can still...
No.
Do somewhat of an impressive dunk,
no,
right?
Can't dunk.
No,
yeah,
no,
he can definitely dunk.
No way.
He
I only say this to make Pat mad.
Yeah, I'm big time
Look how
mad
bad he got. I was only doing that to troll you, man. I know how much you love Jordan.
He can't
I
dunk.
would never say that to you.
He could never dunk from the free throw line anymore. But half the...
Man, you could never say the word free throw.
So what have you been doing, Pat?
Oh, man.
What have you been up to?
I've been cruising. Went on a cruise about a month ago.
Oh, I thought you meant getting in your car and driving downtown Orlando.
I've been doing that in the caddy, too. Well, not looking for ladies, with my lady.
Yeah.
But we went on a cruise about a month ago, and we booked another cruise on the cruise. You feel like a baller when you do that. Like,
yeah. They always push that. They're like, you get a discount if you book now.
You get no discount.
Oh, well, some of them you do.
I thought you meant that you were on a boat on a cruise, and then they have a tiny boat.
A mini cruise.
That would be awesome. Like in Vegas, like
a cruise on a cruise.
Yeah.
Why do you like cruises so much?
Because he's trash. Because he's a trashy person.
Party on a boat.
You just get to like. I don't know. You get to get.
You don't feel
get
as
away.
bad day drinking.
That's true.
That's true. And because everybody around you is more disgusting than you typically.
Especially Pat.
Yeah. Like you're in good shape. Your girlfriend's attractive. You guys are clean.
Young and hot.
You brush your teeth.
But that's the thing. Like, there was something that always confused me about once you, like, if you're a young party guy and you're going out all the time and you're fit like Cadillac Pat is, then I totally understand. Like, you want the party scene. You want the bars. You want want the cruises.
You want the Guy Fieri burger bar.
Yeah. You want to be out there and it's
unlimited pickles.
Because, you may not be young anymore, but you're still young enough to have some fun and maybe you pick up some ladies and then that, whatever you want. And so, but then when you got a partner that you can't pick up any ladies, just her, it feels like it takes 50% of all the bars, the clubs, the cruises, the fun out of it, because now you just got this lady.
Gambling.
This lady.
You know what I'm saying? You got your partner with you, so you can't what's the point of even meeting other people if you can't?
Aren't you about the swinging lifestyle? That's where it goes down. The hot tubs on the cruise.
Now that changes things. If you're looking to cruise and swing, and then that's different. But I don't think Pat is doing that.
I don't know about you, and I don't know about Pat, and I don't know about Samantha, but I will ask. When I go on cruises, I will just say that the first thing I do, and I've said this before on the show, Andrea Dennis will back me up, cruises make me very spicy.
Yeah,
so when I get there, before we even do the mustard drill, I'm doing my own little, I'm doing a little
drill press.
She knows.
Ooh, nice.
Andrea knows. I don't know if she's in there. She's probably on a call right now. She was in the chat room, but that doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't decrease 50% because I'm going on the cruise to bang my wife and party.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then your partner is like, I have diarrhea from the, or
I have never heard my wife say that.
Or they're like, get away from me.
No, neither of them. I've never heard I have diarrhea or get away from me.
No.
Well, like, I'm not interested.
Not interested.
Those are the three options. Get away from me. I have diarrhea or not interested.
Well, it's like, I'm hot. I'm not, I'm not, whatever.
Turn the AC down.
You're supposed to make it cold.
It's too cold. Whatever.
Get under the blanket.
I'm sweaty.
Make some heat.
No, it just doesn't. That's why. I guess you have to have a partner that just wants to bang all the time.
That likes to have fun.
Doesn't want to bang all the time.
But then you get tired. You're like, I've done that a million times. Like, so why are we here? Like, we could have done this at home. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people feel that way.
We hit a really, really low point with you, man.
No, because you want to go.
Oh my God!
Like, why are you gonna take?
What about the gambling casino?
Well, that's fine, but then...
Oh, he doesn't even like that. What's wrong, buddy? You all right?
It's all good.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, you sound like you're having a problem. You're making me sad.
Where are you going on your next cruise, Pat?
It's a 7-day. I've never done a 7-day before.
Nice.
It got 5 stops. I don't even know where they stopped, to be honest with you.
Are you bringing your cable descrambler on the boat?
I'm going to bring... No, I might bring it. Put some batteries in it. Maybe it'll work.
Now, does that... You need the box, though,
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
I just bought... Me and my buddy were just geeking out over this, just seeing this thing, and I bought it on eBay for $7 just to have the remote.
I like how someone thought of selling.
Yeah, I know.
I would never.
Joke's on you. Somebody bought it.
Yeah.
That had to have
People
been.
collect random things.
It makes me think you should sell more stuff that I often throw
you
away.
Can look. There's everything on eBay. Like I
throw everything in your garage on eBay.
If you put the French Witch on eBay,
someone will buy it.
Someone will buy it. I feel pretty confident.
For how much?
I wouldn't know.
Well, now
I don't want to get you into trouble because I know your wife loves that thing. But I'm just saying, I bet you somebody would.
Don't
buy
even
it.
associate it with you in the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
don't.
I
bet.
Yes.
Who wants that
you
garbage?
put it up there as like
some weirdo.
You put it up there as
antique,
Swedish or you put it up there as like a Nordic chair doll, traditional Nordic papier-mâché chair doll.
Hold on. I put stuff up for free now on the BDM page and stuff.
But then people think it's trash if it's free.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta put a value to it.
Yep. Plus, it's coming from you. You need a fake account. If it's you, they know cheaper than or closer than the dump. Like they know all your games. They know all your little scams.
Besides from Cadillac Pat, who has devoted his life to being a 90s superhero.
I don't know what he's devoted his life to. I still can't figure it out. But I'm on board, but I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea what you're doing.
But who else would be interested in an old remote?
His friend. Yeah. He said his friend. You're not listening. You're not listening. He said me and my friend both bought him.
What'd your friend buy it?
I bought it for him. I bought 2.
No,
best buddies.
There's a gray one too.
No, your friend was just being nice. He didn't want that.
Yeah, he probably was.
My friend's crazy. I think he's autistic. He likes this thing.
And this autistic 90s guy bought me a stupid remote, bought me a porno remote. It doesn't even work. This guy's nuts.
So the 7-day cruise, let's talk about that. Because it's too long.
I know. I love the 7-day.
I've
I can't wait. Yeah.
I did a 9-day.
But you're still doing like Caribbean, right? Or are you going over to like European European?
No, it's Caribbean. Yeah,
Right.
We leave out of Canaveral.
Gotcha.
But I don't even remember where it stops. To be honest with you,
I'll tell you, it stops at Nassau.
It stops at Poo Poo K. It stops at,
St. Martin.
There's something K, and then it'll go to the islands that split, and half the country owns one, and half the other, another country owns the other. You're like, God damn, you split the island in half?
Dominican Republic.
Yeah. And then, so you stop there, it's all the same. It's all doo-doo K.
Jesus, man.
Get out, it's gray hot dogs.
Welcome to Doo-Doo K.
Yeah. It's like, and then they're presenting an island life that no one lives. Like, there's all these fake, like, cabanas with signs everywhere. Like, no one cares which way New Zealand is. Like, it's all garbage.
Wow. So you must have gotten some email during the break that gave you really bad news because I've never seen you this bad. Have you ever seen him
He's
this negative?
happy to crap all over everybody else's joy, which makes you a villain.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I kind of helped him. I'm ride or die because I'm the one that I coined the phrase poo poo K, and I think that's going to stick. And now I feel bad. I feel bad about poo poo K.
I'm not saying anything that bad. I'm just describing the reality. And then, so do you even get off at these islands?
This time we're probably not going to get off every time because I really like being on the boat and like hanging around on the boat. I never get to enjoy it when it's empty because these boats are full of people now that, if boats are, Corona's kind of over on cruises at least.
Yeah.
It's so you can't ride the slide or get into any of these shows because there's a line to get in everywhere. So, and I've been to half these islands. I don't care to get like Nassau. I might get off because I know a couple people there from going there so much, but we're not going to get off. Like we're going to Hades private island. I don't think I'm going to get off. I don't care.
Hades private island is made out of old computer keys.
Yeah, like I don't care.
It's just floating out there.
It's the same. It's just like I wish that and I know the cruise companies, they don't need to do this, but different companies will own different islands or whatever, but it's all the exact same.
Yeah, it is kind of.
It's all just like a sea of white like beach chairs, and then the company's logo,
and then a
umbrellas.
pavilion, and then they have a series of little tables that have sterno, and then they bring out the pot of hot dogs.
Yeah.
And they bring out tortilla chips and runny cheese, and then they go get you a hot dog and go make yourself some unfortunate nachos. And they go sit and watch the birds destroy your plate, and then watch some kids almost drown. You can rent a jet ski.
And then there's some inflatable obstacle course floating in the beautiful lagoon that you're just like, man, you're essing this lagoon up with that inflatable obstacle course. Well, which, by the way, no one here can do an obstacle course.
What are the fat people going to climb on if you don't have an obstacle course?
Is morbidly obese. Yeah. Their feet are falling off.
Most people on a cruise can't swim, can float. Can float. Less of swimming, more float.
Yeah. And then there's the house like steel drum band that's playing. They're miserable.
Yeah, they don't want to be there. And why do they always make them wear white pants with a white belt and a Hawaiian shirt?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's just
that's the look.
I feel like you could wear whatever you want. You could just wear like long and ones and a tank top.
Too
I don't know.
hot.
It doesn't. You got to sell it.
No, it's not sold. No one's buying.
And then inevitably you're always like, let's go in the woods and smoke weed.
Yeah.
Then you're like, you start walking down some dirt,
and then you see the guy standing there. He's got an M16,
utility dirt road, like through the mangroves.
Then you're in some place you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Then you stumble upon a house, and then of like some caretaker who lives there full time. And you're like, oh man, this is extreme poverty.
You're about to get your arms macheted off.
Yeah. This is not the paradise you painted in the front with all the chairs and the gray hot dogs. This is poverty.
Man, maybe I won't go on this cruise now.
We're trying to talk you out.
Man, I feel like
I'm just joking.
Now,
Pat.
wait a minute.
I'm mad because you're living your best life.
What if you and your girlfriend gave us the money that you're spending on this cruise, and Tom and I curate a week for you around beautiful Baldwin Park?
It was a pretty penny. You could probably do something pretty nice for me for this one.
And did you buy it on the one you were on?
Yeah.
And how did they get you? Were you drunk and then they're like, come over here? And
No, I wanted to do it. Like the last cruise we went on in November, I would walk by where they're kind of selling them, and every time I walk by, there's no one there. And I'm like, I was mad that they didn't have someone standing there calling you over.
Yeah.
This time
it's like me at Publix with the vaccines. Every time I walk by, no one there.
So yeah, this time we waited like in a line to talk to somebody we wanted to book a cruise.
Were they Russian?
No.
You're a cruiseman. Answer me a question. Why are the Russians... Look, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about what you think I'm going to talk about. Why are the Russians always in the steakhouse? Always. Why?
Yeah,
they're engineering too. Like they're all. Have you seen the mechanics and the engineers?
They got the white suits on always.
Yeah. They're all Russian or Eastern Bloc.
But why are all the steakhouse people Russian?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
On every boat.
Or Eastern Bloc, yeah.
It must be some sort
no steak.
It's like friends of friends of friends slowly get all their people in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how any sort of little and you name whatever country. No, other country develops in any community. It's always because it started with Adam and Eve effect, right? It started with either two or a group of people.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that's where everybody that's like me was moving to. So then that eventually turns into little whatever country.
Like right up the street here, Little Vietnam. That probably, how did that?
You can't say that. What are you doing? Oh, my God.
What are you doing?
Come on. It's not the 90s. You might dress like it, but it's not the 90s.
So, Pat, it seems like, with all the partying and the cruises, why don't you
when does it end?
Eventually get a boat? No. Because a boat seems like your next...
I thought about it. I don't have room. I don't have any place. My HOA won't let me keep a boat.
You have to get rid of the Cadillac.
I know. I'd have to get rid of my boat that has wheels with it, but I like my Caddy more.
So you can't...
How many times have you banged in your Cadillac?
Never.
Wow.
That's
too
the
hot.
correct answer.
It's AC works, but
that's
it's hot.
the correct answer. I'll give you a fist bump.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. There's no sense in doing that. That's made for it.
I just got the AC fixed, so maybe I'll make that happen now.
Do you got a side yard?
I do, but I'd have to. I've thought about it, getting a boat, but they'd have to put a fence so that you couldn't see it from the street. And even then, I would be hiding it from the HOA.
No, they'll find it.
They'll find it, and I'd just be afraid they would say
over.
you can't have. I don't know. I guess I'd have to rent. Then I don't want to have to rent a storage unit a mile down the road because then I'll never want to go get the boat because you're I got to go to the storage unit.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
I figured it out. You could probably. When did you buy your house?
04.
Why don't you let him use your boat?
Huh?
Why don't you let him use your boat? That way, the boat's getting some hours
rent out
on
your
it.
boat to Pat.
Yeah, and then your boat's getting since it's always in the water, it'll run really well.
I've offered this to my sister, you guys. I mean,
I can borrow your boat. You've never said I can borrow your boat.
I almost got up and yelled. You have
to
never
teach you.
offered your boat.
No one wants to learn anything from me. They all every time I say
you're a liar.
No, my wife. I offered this to my wife.
Let's do a day on the boat with Captain Tom, where you teach us how to drive your boat.
No, it's a longer course than that.
Well, how many hours do we got to log in on this?
This is a Stormy Hill Harley Davidson class. That's one afternoon.
No, I'm going to teach you. It takes a lot of the feel. It's like riding in that plane.
It's more.
And you got to get into.
I know how to do it.
No, you're going to crash.
You push it forward, you go fast.
No,
I'll have whistling toothpicks driving.
No, you go engine up, engine down. Oh, we going over rocks. Raise the engine. You go, no, we're the seaweed. Don't get the seaweed. I know how to do it.
No, I got to teach you to stay away. There's floating logs.
Stay awake. No. That's fine. I just won't get blackout drunk like you.
No, you have to.
Floating logs? There's no floating logs. That's a myth.
There's floating logs. Then there's a boat cops. Then there's getting in to the marina.
That's my tees part. And I get out
that's
of
true.
everything.
All I need, Samantha, is to put those buoys out, and we're good to go.
All right, Pat, we got to go. You got.
Let's get your things and get the hell out.
Let's plug your job here.
I'm at the Brass Tap over in Waterford Lakes every Wednesday through Saturday.
The only brass tap.
The only brass tap in Central Florida.
Can we get the manager so they can be a watering hole?
I have asked. I already asked my manager to ask the boss, and I did that a while ago.
Tommy,
but I forgot to follow up. So,
well, what do you mean you forgot?
No, but I did mention it, and then just
Is your treasure still in play?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I emailed a guy. He's like, "Hey, some guy watched your video, and you can go back on YouTube and find this guy's comment."
Okay,
I'm not lying.
Okay,
a guy commented and said, "Hey, I was at Dancers, and Cadillac Pat walked in."
Oh yes, and I'm at Dancers quite a bit.
Yeah, and he goes,
quite a bit.
And he goes, I saw this guy at Dancers, and I didn't know he was a celebrity. I want to party with him, and then he wants to party with you.
What?
And he's like, I love Cadillac Pat. He saw you at Dancers, but he was too scared to go up and say hello.
Oh, I love that.
Let's go to Dancers.
You want to go to Dancers?
Let's go. Yeah, they know me there by name. Yeah.
Did they reopen?
No,
Dancers?
they got the little clear pasties.
I hate that. It makes them look like they're they makes them look like they have a scar or something.
Yeah, a little. I mean, I got good eyes, and I can. Sometimes I'm like, does she have nothing on? Like, it's still hard to tell to me.
I got the owners of Dancers' cell phone number. Someone gave it to me.
They change hands a lot.
You're right.
I go there. I don't even look at this. I'm there to mingle. I go there.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know a manager of a strip club, all of them across the entire North America, they only can hold that position for 5 days before the drugs that they're on force them to quit? That's a fact.
right, Pat. We'll see you next time.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's try another email.
All right. Marketing idea, skip the prize wheel. I was listening to an ACT and hearing you guys stumble through ideas to get more listeners is painful. What better way?
Oh, man.
It'd be like, oh, God.
Here they go again. They're trying to save their show.
They're talking about saving their business.
Shut the hell up.
What do you mean it's painful?
I can't listen to this.
Get the hell out of here.
Should I finish?
Wait, it's painful? I will fight you.
Should I continue or screw this person?
You know what's painful is having me beat your goddamn ass.
What better way to add listeners than a good old-fashioned multi-level marketing campaign? Idea. Use your current BDMs to spread the word and, quote, grow your empire.
What happened to the AC in here? I'm sweating like a
dying
pig.
over here.
What happened?
A referral system and a way to track which BDMs are bringing in new people into the fold is free. At least not paying for crappy lighters going to random people.
Hold on a second. The lighter idea I stand behind. People love smoking things.
There's no better referral than word of mouth. It would be easy to add some special access perks, maybe a meeting or business dinner for the top % who bring in new paying members.
It would be easy.
Yeah.
Fully embrace the tackiness of the MLM scheme for the best effect. Roll out a 90s style infomercial short.
I love all these junior geniuses we have listening
YouTube,
to the
TikTok,
show.
or Dan's favorite QVC style video. Happy to chat and kick around
Yeah,
ideas.
we'll just
We've
whip
done
up
this.
a video. Yeah, we'll just whip up a video because those are so easy to produce.
We've done this, though. We've said, hey, if you sign up a BDM and prove that you got your friend or whatever to sign up, we'll give you a prize. We've done this.
We've done that.
But
it doesn't work.
And he's right. Word of mouth is the best, and BDMs signing up BDMs is the most successful way that we get BDMs.
Best retention.
People will bring their friends to an event.
Best retention for sure.
But building some sort of multi-level marketing scheme and a way for people to register and get codes and stuff. You saying that's easy shows me that you have no idea how this is done or how you would do it.
If you want to sit down and chat marketing ideas.
I've said this to my wife before.
Every idea this person's thought of, I've thought of, and then I've deemed that it is too hard to execute or not worth the time and money and stuff that it would take to do that, to actually give us any results.
Everything is easy until you dig into it and start doing it, right?
Yeah.
Every idea is an easy idea until you have to execute the idea. This used to happen all the time when we worked in radio. We'd be in there writing a bit for you or something like that. Somebody else would walk by and be like, here, do this. There. Easy. And I'd be like, it's not easy. None of this is easy. Nothing is easy. Doing it correctly, doing it so it actually works. Ideas are easy to come up with, sure.
Yeah.
I come up with a million dumb ideas all day long, but executing them and making sure that what we execute fits perfectly in our business, not easy.
Also, most ideas, there's a certain gamble involved. You don't know if it'll work. I mean, look at damn Appreciation Week. On paper, I would have said that would have worked fine.
You did say that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm getting more emails now from people about it. I think maybe it's a delayed reaction, too, because I got a really nice one this morning from a guy that got something late. And he's a big-time listener, and it was just a really, really nice email. He's like, I'll be here forever, and I'm like, hey, thank you, buddy.
And to be honest, it did work in a certain aspect in the fact that the people that are already BDMs did appreciate it. Some of them, that getting gifts. And
some of them.
And then some people that didn't get gifts, they're like, I don't need anything. I appreciate it. Thank you for even it did, I guess, strengthen the core of BDMs, and people felt appreciated. What it didn't do is get us any more BDMs, which I would have guessed it would have, right?
Right.
And the beginning of this, no matter if I told an idea like, hey, we want to do this Appreciation Week, do you think people will sign up to have a chance to win things and to be involved in this? I think 90% of people, if you would have pitched that to them, they'd be like, yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea to get more BDMs. Did not get more BDMs, so we learned, right?
We did.
But an insane, tremendous amount of work to put it all together to even proof of concept, you know what I'm saying? So now, then you have to take that into account and be like, all right, now I've learned some more information, and then you do other things, and that's how all businesses work. They try things and stuff, but when this person says this is easy, that's where you're 100% wrong. Nothing is easy to execute. even the easiest ideas are hard to execute.
I agree.
And
even if you execute it, there's still a chance that it could be a horrible failure.
Right.
From idea to even your execution can be flawless. There's been times when we've executed things that I thought, like, man, that couldn't have gone any better. And then the return on investment that we get from what we executed perfectly, not what I thought. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the discouraging part.
Yeah, you just keep throwing darts.
You do.
And then that's it. You got to try something, though.
I think with events coming back, though, it'll help.
Yeah.
One more, and then we'll get out of here. This went a little longer than I thought, but hey, I'm all for it when we're on a roll. This is from Zach.
Hey, it's DeBerry Joe.
I thought it was
it's DeBerry Joe.
Sorry.
Sitting on the toilet, and I was just kind of curious. What's your line for how expensive something is that you'll drop in the toilet and then, like, try and save it? Or, what's the, like, dollar amount of, where are you going to try and clean that off or just press that flush button?
There's no line. Anything. A G.I. Joe, a toy, a piece of paper I need, a Post-it note, the cap of my Mountain Dew. If anything falls in there, if I've deemed it, like cap for my Mountain Dew is a good example. It's trash. But if I need it because I need to cap my Mountain Dew, this may change how some people think about me. If it falls in a toilet. Now, if it falls on a turd, I'm throwing it away or flushing it. If it falls in a toilet, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to rinse it in the sink, put it on my Mountain Dew, and then I'm not going to tell Sam or Tom. I'm just going to go about my day, right? If my phone falls in the toilet, I'm keeping it. My sweatshirt, I'm washing it. Toilets don't matter to me. If there's a turd in there, now we have a different animal. But just a toilet, no big deal.
Yeah,
toilet.
I'm with them.
I'm not an unreasonable weirdo. It's just a toilet.
I'm not down with the toilet.
I get it, but there's no way that you could ever give me evidence that, like, oh man, I dropped my sweatshirt in the toilet, and then a couple days later I got the thing, I got the disease. No, it's just...
Well, sweatshirt's different. You can wash it. But if my bottle cap falls in, there's no way I'm putting it back on my soda.
Yeah, on a clean toilet...
No.
Clean, I'm using quotes.
But I'm also like, I don't like when food like hits the floor. Like, I'm not picking it up and eating it. You know what I mean? I'm that person.
This is where...
I'm not that guy. I can eat a chicken finger with dirt on it.
Oh.
I can eat it.
Having the traits
sandy
of bad at life, this is where it comes in handy because
sandy chicken fingers.
I cannot think about the stuff like if something like my wife can't do this. Like if something she thinks that has germs on it or like has been tainted,
I can't get it out of your brain.
She can't get it out of her mind. It'll never be forgotten.
Right.
It'll always be like this thing, and she'll have to throw it away because it's
unclean.
Unclean.
Yeah.
You're like that then a little bit.
And
interesting.
She knows it may be ridiculous, but it doesn't matter.
It's just you. It's not ridiculous.
It's like
my husband will eat a chicken nugget off the ground, and I'll kiss him afterwards, but I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to make sense.
If we're out at like a restaurant and something hits the table, food, I'm not picking it up and eating it.
Like if a chicken finger falls off your plate and lands on the...
It's done.
Yeah.
I'm putting it on a napkin and pushing it away from me.
Interesting.
I could forget.
I'd need to go to a messy food with you and get all your food. It falls.
Yeah.
I'll eat off the ground. I'll eat off of.
I'll eat out of a dog dish.
Whatever. Yeah.
What do you want?
Oh my God! When my husband let the dog eat off the plate, no.
Yeah. See, like I'll give you another one.
I'm like, it grosses me out.
I've told the story before about me being bullied in a service club, and they did the gimmick where you have to put a grape between your butt cheeks and walk down the beach, and if the grape falls out of your butt, you have to eat it. One of the reasons why I excelled at that was because I don't have this weirdo thing. Other kids had the same. I shouldn't say that. That's not fair to Sam. Not the weirdo thing. I don't have the germ thing.
Gross factor.
I don't have the gross factor germ thing. So I'm walking down the beach. Yeah, of course the grape falls out. It's got sand. It's got meat on it. I pick that thing up, pop it right in my mouth. Everybody's, and I'm like, this is nothing. I'm like, literally, make me the president of the club. I don't care. This is a nothing to me.
Any of my own filth never bothers me the most.
Me neither.
Although I will draw the line with something my buddy the Wizard did, which is the grossest thing I've ever watched. The scene, and maybe we'll end with this. But
I don't even know if I know this.
One time, we were driving in a car, and the Wizard was riding shotgun, I think, and my wife was driving, and I'm in the back seat. And I don't know how it started, but I think something with boogers happened, and then
something with boogers.
Okay.
My wife then, to retaliate against the wizard, wiped a booger on
Booger wars.
on the wizard's like pants or whatever, and then he took it off and ate it.
That's disgusting.
Ate her booger.
Okay.
And then,
Wow.
because he's autistic and he doesn't.
Okay, I'm going to throw it out there, and this is going to change how you think about it.
And then I was like, that was too far, bro. Like, you are.
It makes me gag a little
Yeah.
bit.
And he didn't care.
You got me a little bit. I think
he's
I could
the
do
ultimate doesn't care.
I think I could do it, but it makes me gag a little bit.
Yeah.
It
That
doesn't
was the
really,
grossest thing I watched
I would
ever.
never. First of all, I can't even like fathom Crystal picking a booger and
She's
putting
hard,
it on
man.
somebody.
She's hard. She'll F you up. She'll get you. She's hard. She comes from Miami.
The wizard put his booger on her pants, and then so she did it back to him, and then he ate her booger. This is when we were
I
in
would
high
never,
school or something.
never put a
I
booger
wouldn't
on
even eat my
anybody.
own booger.
No.
I find boogers like
Gross.
Yeah.
boogers are out
It's
there,
waste.
man. Yeah, it is. It's gross.
I'm gonna.
I gotta eat lunch now, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Why did we talk about
I'm
this?
sorry I told that story. All
right.
It grossed me out. I started gagging.
I know. It's a good spot to end.
It's disgusting. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I apologize to our audience. I apologize. It's the worst thing I've ever said. Worse than the N-word. Bye-bye. It's a welcome back.
Yes, it's a welcome back.
Welcome back to Corporate Time. Our friend Akeem Woods is here. How you doing, Akeem?
Hello, Tom and Dan people. It's been so long.
It's been a long time. So let's.
How long has it been since you've been in studios? Years,
Before
right?
the
Before COVID.
pandemic.
Before COVID, yeah, it was like 2, maybe 3 years.
Crazy.
Because I was here with
God.
Godfrey last year, but we didn't do it because like the pandemic was still going on.
Yeah.
And then I was here with him the year before that, and I don't think we did it, but I don't remember because his shows might have been sold out. It's been like 3 years.
Hold on. The year before that was a red hot pandemic. No one was doing nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I wasn't there before that. I don't know.
So 18 is the last year that things were going good, right?
Yeah.
19.
So 19 is the last year that
right.
things were going good.
Then maybe I was here 2019. Maybe.
I think you were, and then you went. That was when you were going away.
Oh, you're right. You know what? I was here before I moved to LA. So
Yes.
whenever that was, 2017?
Yeah, we had you in.
2018, yeah.
It was okay. So it would have been like end of 2018.
Because we had a going away show.
We did.
Yeah, because you guys were going to start some fun to support my life, and you didn't.
Is that an empty promise? Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
known for that.
always
I'm
do.
known for
Yeah.
that.
We've done it
That's
to all
fine.
our comedian friends. Tom Rhodes, we
Yeah.
just hang them out to dry.
Yeah.
We promised them the world. David Jolly, still promising you a show. It's still happening.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be
You
good.
did do a quarantine cribs with us from LA.
Yeah.
in 2020.
I did. I was in LA.
Yes.
Did I have a whole mattress or a half mattress?
I believe it was a half.
Yes, that's when life was in shambles. I was
Yeah.
still on the. I was
That
still on
was
the.
it. That last time we talked to you,
Yeah,
I was-
shambles.
Yeah, it was shambles. down.
Yeah. I had half a mattress, and
Yeah,
it was.
God,
good
who
times.
cuts a person's mattress in half? That is horrifying.
And then we're like, hope things turn around.
Yeah.
And then they turned
It did.
fast.
It looks like it turned around pretty good. Next thing I know, I see you on TV. You're in all pastels. You got a pith helmet on.
It's
You're a
great.
fedora. You got a hat on. I'm like, this guy, he's getting his photos made. Then I saw you at fancy parties. And I see you like in the background. I'm seeing the biggest of the big. You're like, I just met Chappelle.
I told this to Carmen when she had her HBO, when she got her HBO
I went to
special.
her. I went to her taping.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went to her
I
taping.
said, I was like, when I see that, I'm like, oh, they'll never talk to us again. And then I'm happy for them because
I'm like 2 TV credits away from never coming back.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I thought that one
Yeah.
credit was,
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't think he even liked it in the past.
No.
He's just doing it to
He's
try
just
to.
doing it.
You're just hustling, which I respect your hustle.
I love your fans, though. The BDMs are always really, really good. I get great messages from their fans, and they DM me, and yeah, so the fans are
They're
really
not that good.
I
They're
mean,
not
they're
that
good
good.
to me.
Yeah, I get a lot of messages from him, and I'm like, why would you send me this? What is this?
I
So
saw
what,
him, yeah.
so what has been going on? So last we heard, you're leaving. You're going to LA.
Yeah.
You're moving out there. You had a roommate. This is I
Yeah.
think where we were left off. It's
I had
like,
a lot of roommates.
Akeem is moving out. He's got a roommate or a lot of roommates, and you're going to go out there and do comedy and then do auditions.
Yeah.
Right?
When I first moved to LA, there was 6 of us in a 2-bedroom. So if you can do the math for that, it was bad.
Yeah. Or what was that 2-bedroom, like $4,500 a month?
I don't remember what it was, but I was in the living room on the air mattress. It was me Justin Lawson.
Okay.
Yeah, it was me,
Preacher's
Justin.
brother.
Yeah, Preacher's brother. He hates when people call him that. But we will
but what's funny is that, like, if you don't say that, sometimes people go like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So
it's a random another Lawson.
It's like when people say Daniel from the Monsters. Look, it may not be my favorite thing, but it is a thing.
Yeah, Tom
you got to just roll with it.
People never call me anything else but Tom.
Yeah,
it's weird.
True. That's true. They have never ever called you anything but Tom. Anyway,
it was 3 of us in a bed. I remember like one of my saddest moments. It was 3 of us on an air mattress in the living room, and at the same time, it was like 2:00 in the morning. The air out of my mattress and his mattress went out at the same time. So all you hear is like our mattresses shrinking, and it's like, yeah, exactly. That's the sound. It's 2 a.m. We both have to wake up to work the next morning. We both just start crying, like laughing and crying and cursing at the same time, because we're like grown men in our 30s on air mattresses in the living room, and the air is deflating, and we're just like, we have to go to work the next morning. None of us had any gigs. It was like that was one of my saddest moments.
Did you think about giving up? Did you like, well, this? Dude,
I thought about moving back to Florida literally every day. I had to call one of my dear friends, Mia Jackson, who's amazing. I had to call her and another friend like every day, just literally cursing and yelling about how much I hate LA. And then saying, I'm going to move back. And then they had to convince me, like, Akeem, if you move back, there's nothing for you back in Orlando. I'm like, oh, God, I guess you're right. So then I stayed.
Now,
you got to stick to itiveness.
Yeah, and then I was there for 4 years, and then nothing happened, and I moved.
You're right.
to New York, though, not back to Florida.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, you don't have to move back to Florida. You can, like, there's lots of the whole world.
The world is
there's
your
some places
oyster.
to stay away from.
They say.
So was that the move that the things started to happen? Like, what? How'd you get famous, Akeem?
That's a loaded question. I'm not famous, but when I get there, I'll let you know, because I'll be blocking your account. No, my big break during the pandemic. Actually, I was working on a show with Wanda Sykes. There was a new show on BET that's coming out. I don't remember what the show's called, but I worked on the show during the pandemic.
I love that though, by the way, because that's so Akeem. It hurts the fact that you're on a show and you don't know what show it is.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you even?
It doesn't matter. Leave it alone. This is like quintessential Akeem. Right?
It's on BET Plus, and I think it comes out soon. But I was working on. I got that gig. My buddy Greg was working on the show. He recommended me. Wanda was one of the big producers. Me and Wanda have done shows together before in LA, so I guess she recognized my name. She's like, oh yeah, hire this dude. So I worked on that stuff for like 6 months, and it paid really well. So like during the pandemic, I was actually able to make money because no one could tour, obviously. But I was able to make money, so I saved up a lot of money from this. I was getting checks from there. I ended up working. I did the census. Remember the census?
Yeah,
you had to go around and ring people's door. But I did that. I was lying so much.
I think maybe that's when we talked to you. I think maybe when we did Quarantine Cribs, you were doing the census.
I was doing the census. Yeah, because they paid crazy money, and all you have to do is lie. And I know I shouldn't be saying that on the air.
That's fine.
But, like, I wasn't ringing these people's houses. I was sitting at home like, give me these $28 a month or $28 an hour.
Yeah, of course. Well, everybody's doing that.
I need to do that.
Who wouldn't do that?
It's every 10 years, so 2030 runs around.
All right.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be there because they're probably going to fire me. Since I accepted.
If you're honest, hard-working...
Statute of limitations only 7. You're good.
Okay.
If you're an honest, hardworking individual, you probably already have a job. And you're not going to start working gig work for the census.
So I did that, and then I did my but then I was making a lot of money, like the most money I've ever made, like so far, kind of. And it was a steady paycheck. Like every week we'd get these big checks.
Was it problematic at first? Like you're getting this paycheck from the census, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Those checks were good. I was getting double checks. I was getting the checks from the census, but then I was getting checks from the show I was working on BET, and those were good checks.
How much? What are we talking about? Like,
I don't want people in my bank account. It was good checks, Tom.
Well, I mean,
Tom's new money. He likes to air it all out.
Well, I don't know. Good is subjective. I don't know.
It was good. It was good for me. Let me say it like this: I bought a full mattress.
Yeah.
So that's how
mattress money.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good enough for me to justify buying a whole mattress.
Mattress money.
Yeah.
I know you don't know the name of the show, but what did you do on the show? you didn't tell us anything about it.
If he says, I don't know what I did on the show, I swear to God.
No,
that's
okay,
why he's my favorite.
It was a clip-based show, like Tosh.0, but for black people.
Okay.
And I help find funny clips and write jokes about the clips.
It's like Tosh.0 for black people.
I know. That's the selling point.
Funny. I like that.
But yeah, we found funny clips online, and then we wrote jokes about the clips. We had to do a certain number a day. They give us quotas, like 20 a week or whatever it was, and we'd find the clips, submit them, write jokes about them, and stuff like that.
Nice.
So were you right? Did you do were you, like I know the clip shows you're talking about? Like were you on the show and they were filming you?
What do you mean?
No.
He was just writing.
These are your favorite shows. This is your guy.
I was just writing.
His favorite show is ridiculous.
Puerto Rican people, any clip show, it's that guy.
No, we were just writing. We were behind. None of us were on camera. We were just behind.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was like a Zoom writing room. We met every Monday via Zoom and talked to her. We had a few Zoom meetings with Wanda, which was really, really cool.
That's really cool.
I'm always curious with like writers and writing rooms. I've seen like obviously the shows about them. Like you have the SNL
Little
and, like,
pieces of paper all like lined up.
Yeah.
and 30 Rock, and where it's kind of like shows what a writing room is like or whatever. But when you are actually involved in one, do you have to have like a quota of good material you bring to the table, or does it matter if you like never?
The thing that sucked kind of is we didn't get the whole experience of an actual writer's room because it was all via Zoom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, which was kind of a bummer because it would have been cool to be like in the actual room with Wanda and all that stuff.
Sure.
But they just gave us a quota every week. I forgot what it was, but they'd give us a quota. We need this many clips and this many jokes per week. It was like maybe 20. It might not have been that much, but they gave us a quota. And then when the show was getting closer to air, they would up the quota, or they would change the category. Like we need more slip and fall videos, and we need more jokes about that. Like they would change it or whatever. But it fluctuated. It was
challenging.
Would they tell
Did you enjoy it?
It was fun. I love the people that like we had like a group chat with it was all comics, and I love working with comics. And there were comics I've known for years and toured with. So it was really, really fun, and it was easy too. And it was good money, easy work, and we could just do it from home. So we're just sitting on the couch, scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, finding videos, writing the stuff. It was fun.
Would they tell you if you were doing a good job, or like if they were using your jokes, or like
no news was good news.
Okay.
So if they weren't telling you, "Hey, Akeem, we gonna let you go," then it means it was so poorly run. Unfortunately, like we were only supposed to be.
Most things are.
Yeah, but in their defense, it was during the pandemic and everything was new, so no one knew what was going on. So it got to the point we were only supposed to work for like 2 months. And we ended up working for like 7, which I'm not complaining about. But like we'd always have a meeting like, this is our last week, and we're like, oh no more money, and then we'd work for 7 more weeks. So it was always, and then eventually it was our last week, and we're like, oh well, that was fun while it lasted.
Well, I'm curious, like when they put together a writer's room or whatever, like do they fire writers as a project is going, or once you're signed on to a project, do you get to ride it out with them? I don't know how it works.
Well, I mean, it should be there should be in the contract it should be a hard in and a hard out, but this was so. I don't want to say it was so haphazardly put together, but not anything on them. It was just
because of COVID,
it was COVID, so no one knew what was going on.
The world was rushing.
Exactly.
Everybody was rushing.
So it was like it wasn't what a typical writer's room or Zoom room would be for a typical show. It was very much like everyone just grasping at straws.
Nice.
And we were happy to get paid, so we didn't care. Well, like this is consistent income during the pandemic when we can't tour. Yeah, we'll do whatever. So.
That's crazy.
So tell us about James Corden and how you got on the Corden.
Yeah,
I don't watch it.
James Corden,
the guy in the car that sings.
Oh man!
Yeah, I know. They should have just
learn about your guests, Tom.
Well, I know about you.
That's true. He did. He knew you were on James Corden.
Yeah.
And the only reason I knew that person's name is because right before the show you mentioned, I wrote it down.
Yeah, James Corden.
And you spelled it incorrectly.
And I was like, I don't know if this is right, but I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, it was like super like awesome and surprising that when you just dropped that name, we were like, oh damn, like it wasn't like I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere. Like we knew you were finding success, and we knew things were ramping up, and it was just a matter of time. But like I think that seems like a really, really big feature,
first
right?
late night
like
show?
how did that happen?
It was really, really, really good. So what happened was I did the High Plains Comedy Festival, which is one of the best comedy festivals. It's in Denver, and I had really good sets there. Like not to pat myself on the back.
No,
but
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was killing all weekend. Like, and I was the talk, like, and a lot of industry was there, like managers and talent reps, and a lot of people there, and everyone was talking about me. Apparently, I didn't know this, but at the time, everyone was talking about my sets. Nice. And I was originally only booked for 4 shows, but I ended up doing 8 because they kept adding me on shows. And then I guess one of the shows, a management was there, and I had a really good set, I guess. And afterwards, it was a really fun weekend. They paid us to be out there. It was this festival's always a fun hang, so a lot of my really good friends were there. So it was just a really, really, really great weekend. So then afterwards, I go back to New York, and I'm living in New York at the time. I'm in New York now. We skipped that part, but we'll double back to it.
Yeah, we'll get it all.
And Avalon is a management company. And they rep like Sam J. They rep like Adam Devine. They rep this white lady who's famous. I can't think of her name.
A lot of those out there.
But they rep a lot of people, right? So they reached out to me. They DM me. My now manager Nick DM me. He's like, "Hey, I loved your sets this weekend. I hate to ask. I'm sure you already have a management, but I have to know, do you have a management?" And at the time, I'm like, nope, sure don't.
Yeah.
So I replied back.
It was something you were looking for.
It was something I wouldn't mind. I wasn't actively looking for it, but I was like, if I get one, cool.
Sure.
And I replied back. I'm like, oh no, I'm actually not. I'm unrepped. I don't have any representation. And then he's like, oh well, we'd love to schedule a Zoom call or whatever. And then like 2 days later, we do a Zoom call. Before we do, I Google them because I've never heard of them, and I look at the roster. I'm like, holy. Jeez, you guys are all these people? Okay. And you guys want to represent me? This is weird.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because they're like legit. I was like Avalon. I'm like, this can't be legit. But I saw the names. I'm like, okay, this is legit. And we had a good meeting. And he asked me what I wanted out of stand-up. Like, he asked what I was aiming for. And I told him, I've always told people it's stand-up. Like, everything else is extra, like the writing gig and everything. And I'll try to, if I'm on a TV show, great. I'll audition, whatever. But stand-up's always been like number one for me. And I stressed that to him. Like, I love stand-up. And I told him, I'm like, I want to do late night. I want to do a half hour with Comedy Central and Netflix. I want to do an hour. I want to tour. I told him everything I wanted to do, and it was all stand up. And I'm like, I'll do all the TV stuff if it comes my way, or if I can be genuine with it. But stand up's always been my number one priority. And that's what I was just telling him that. And he was like, okay. He told me like, oh, this is how we can help you, blah, 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 blah. So then they would talk to a good game. And I'm like, and I asked a few comics that I know that have heard about them or whatever. And like, oh no, he's a good dude. So then I'm like, all right, I'll just sign with you guys. So I signed with them. And we had a meeting like 2 weeks later. And he's like, hey, so what do you have a set that you want to do on late night? Like, do you have an idea for what you want to do for late night? And at the time, I'm at the Cellar a lot, so I had a nice set. I'm like, I have an idea so I sent him my set that I wanted to do, and he was like, okay, cool. So we sent it to all the late night people. He sent it to Fallon, he sent it to Corden, he sent it to Colbert. He sent it all of them. Yeah. And one of them I won't say who replied back. I'll tell you guys off air. But one of them replied back and was like, this set isn't a good. This set won't be on late night. It's not a good set. I won't say who. I'll tell y'all off.
Yeah, it's fine.
His set is not good? Isn't that subjective?
Oh, I want to take a guess so bad, but I'll wait.
Yeah, I think I know.
Me too.
I have a guess.
First of all, I'm sure both of you know, but I won't say it. So he said that this isn't.
Why would your management even tell you what they said?
I kind of like it.
Because it's transparent.
I like Nick. Thank you, Nick.
Shield your feelings.
No, don't
if I was your manager, I wouldn't tell you anything.
That's why you're not my manager, Tom.
I was just telling you all the good stuff.
I want to know the bad stuff.
Where's Daddy's best stand-up? There he is. There's Daddy's best stand-up.
So one of them told me that like he was like, this isn't a late night set. This is not blah 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 blah. And then the other one never got back to us because I think they were on hiatus. And then Corden's people got back to us. Is like they were nothing but good reviews. Like, yo, we love his energy. We love the set. We love these jokes. They wanted to change one joke, which I was fine with. I took one joke out and switched it with another joke. And they're like, can you send us another tape? But just change this. They wanted to make a few edits, which I was fine with.
Yeah.
Because as long as they let me do the opener that I did and the closer that I did, I was fine with like the middle.
Yeah, you're taking some concessions. Yeah. You don't want to like piss away a great opportunity just off of one joke.
Yeah. And so they have to know every single thing you're going to say, right?
More or less.
Okay.
The ad-libs,
you can't improv.
You can do ad-libs and stuff, but they have to know the meat of the jokes.
Okay.
Like what you're opening with and what you're closing with. So then I got a few more tapes. I think I sent them 5 tapes in total. And then the last tape that I sent them wasn't even at the Cellar. I did my friend's show in Brooklyn, which is an amazing show. I did his show in Brooklyn, and I was in like 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm just going to open with my late night set that I want to do on late night, and then F around at the end and just have fun.
Yeah.
So I had a really fun set that I sent my manager that tape. He sent it to them, and they replied back, okay, this is perfect. We're going to get him a date soon. And then fast forward, and they're like, and we would talk, and my manager was like, hey, well, Akeem's going to be in LA this weekend, which was a lie. I wasn't going to be there, but just to make it, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to book. So they booked me March 3rd is when I ended up, or whatever I taped, March 14th. I don't remember. And that was it. They're like, here's the date. So they gave me the date, and they put it on, and then that was it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a trick I feel like people don't use as much, which is if you want a meeting with someone, by telling them, hey, I'm going to be in town this weekend if you want to
you make it easy for the person you want to meet with.
But even if you don't plan on being say there's someone you want to meet with and
I do that for comedy clubs all the time. I'll email comedy clubs like, yo, I'm going to be in Chicago I'm not going to be in Chicago, but if you book me
right,
I'll be in Chicago.
I do it with ex-girlfriends. I show up at the same Olive Garden they're at, and I'm like, oh, look at this.
Fancy seats.
This is weird.
So walk us through.
You still got fake boobs? All right.
The performance, all the stuff. I'm interested behind the scenes.
It was really, really, really laid back. The thing that people don't realize is the studio was really small. It's
always smaller than people think. They do it with this studio.
Yeah. Just like this studio.
Everything is way smaller than it looks on TV.
Like Tom Cruise. He's a mini Maverick. It's tiny.
So we have to get there early. Well, the comics have to get there early. So they shoot all this during the day. I don't know if people know this, but most late night is filmed during the day. No one's filming at night. Yeah. Only thing that's filmed at night really is SNL. That's it. So you get there at 3 p.m. I think was our call time. So it was me. I just went with my manager. It was me and my manager. We got there. The green room's super nice. There's food. There's all this fancy stuff. We got to check in and get sound and makeup or whatever. And they showed us, they're hey, you're going to walk out, you're going to stop here, this is the mic. They asked, do you want a mic? Do you want a mic stand? I'm like, yes, mic stand, please.
Stool, bottle of water.
Yes, it's
water on stool.
All the generic, yeah. So, and then that was it for that. And then we waited until everyone else showed up. Venus was on that episode. And
That's pretty awesome.
Zach Brandt, I think, was on that episode. The dude from Scrubs.
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff.
Yeah. He's too old for you.
He is too old. I didn't know who he was.
He's too old for you.
Did you get to meet him?
I met Venus very briefly.
That would freak me out because that's like meeting tennis Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
She was really, really nice. I didn't meet Zach, but I didn't. Well, I'm sure he was nice too, but I didn't meet him. But I also
didn't know who he was. Did she give off that Jordan energy a little bit? Did you know
she was kind of intimidating, but she was sweet and she was very We talked literally 10 seconds.
Did you get a picture?
Happy. No, I probably could have, but I didn't want.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Okay, but I'm curious about that because.
But man, I would have want to get a picture with Venus Williams. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So you're the comedian on a late night show, and this is like a crazy experience.
True, right?
Venus Williams is there as a guest.
That's nuts.
And I can imagine, if I was in that scenario, I would want to play cool and not be the fanboy that's can I have a picture with you like some other normal person?
I was so in my head about my set because I hadn't performed yet.
Right.
And then by the time I got them, and you performed last, I don't know if people know this or not, but they taped the stand-up segment at the very end. So they do all the stuff with Venus. Yeah, they do everything with Venus and Zach, and then they essentially leave, and then you do the stand-up portion. They can stick around. By the time I got done with my stand-up, they were probably still in the green room, but I'm not going to knock on the green room door hey, you remember me?
Right.
So it was I didn't have time to be in my head about trying to take a picture because I was so nervous about my set. So I didn't even. I mean, I'm sure they would have taken a picture. They both seem very nice, but
that's the opposite of most of the time when those of us listening to this meet somebody that's a celebrity. Most of the time when we're meeting them, we have nothing on the books.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing going on in my life. If I meet,
you're about to perform.
Yeah, I mean, I have no job. I'm usually just there to whatever, and they'll go, I see Paris Hilton or somebody, boy, showing my age, and then you're like, oh, I'll get a.
She's the queen of selfies.
I'll get a photo or something. Yeah. But if I had something to do, if you and I were hosting something, or if I had stand up to do, of course you're not going to be thinking about that.
How's the studio audience like? Do they?
They're amazing. I will say, James Corden does such a good job at warming them up for you. He does such a good job. They don't show this on air, but before he brings you out, he really goes above and beyond. He's like, hey guys, we have a special guest here. He really hypes you up because at the time I was doing a little bit of things, but no one knows who I am. But he's like, he has a special guest here, man. He's a regular regular at the Cellar. He's super funny, blah, blah, blah. And he just really hypes you up. He's like, it's so hard for comics to do stand-up, especially at 4 p.m., at this time, and so make sure. So he really gets them set up.
Show him some love, yeah.
Yeah. He really gets them set up. He's like, make sure you guys are laughing, having fun, blah, blah, blah. He really gets them set up off air, and then they turn the cameras back on, and he's like, hey, making his late night debut, regular at the Comedy Cellar, Akeem Woods or whatever. And then he brings me out, and the audience go crazy. But he really, really sets the audience up. So you're set up like really well. So the audience couldn't have been any better.
And the audience is filled with, like, I'm trying to imagine, like, our tourists.
It's mostly tourists, probably.
And probably some crazy locals that go to these things all the time, right? But they're probably the better audience.
Yeah,
because
but there's probably only, like, maybe 50 people there.
It's a small room. Okay.
Yeah. It's really small.
But they want to, like, react, and they're, like, interested to be there. They waited in line. Like, I imagine it's a good crowd, right?
They were amazing. And then Reggie laughed at one of my jokes, which was cool. And I the next time I do a late night set, I'll be way more comfortable. But I was so uncomfortable. I wish I would have like paused a little bit more, maybe looked over to Reggie and them and did more interaction. Because I was able to, and I should have, but I was just so in my head on like timing, and I didn't want to go over, and I didn't want to mess up anything.
I always forget that Reggie Watts is the musical director there.
Couldn't have been any nicer. He was so nice.
You know what? He's nice online too. I've had interactions with him on Twitter a couple of times, and I saw him open for Conan in Atlanta at the Fox Theater, and he was arguably the best part of the entire day.
Yeah.
I mean, he was better than even Conan. I mean, he was just like, that guy's he's a space alien.
Yeah, the whole experience was nice. And then before the show, because my sound check was before Venus and them, and James got there early. I don't know if that was early, but he got there before they showed up. So we sat in the green room and talked for like 25 minutes about just comedy, because he's never done stand-up. He's always just been an actor. So we talked about stand-up. We talked about London. I talked about I want to go to London to sleep with London dudes. And we just talked. We had a really, really good conversation. Yeah. Couldn't have been nicer.
Get that sweet, sweet uncircumcised. Right? That's what they got over there.
I don't know. We'll see when I go there.
They got over there. But most of the world is like that.
I thought he's known for being a nice guy, right? Or no?
Well, there's like this weird kind of cloud that follows that guy around. That they almost want to frame him as almost like, and I'm not. This has nothing to do with Akeem, by the way. This is just
there's lots of rumors that he's difficult.
Kind of like Eleni.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've weaponized her name now. They're very Eleni.
Oh, it's just like he's kind of a business D head. Maybe like that to a staff, or
mostly it's British people. Actually, to be real with you, it's mostly British people I know. They're like, I can't stand him after Gavin and Stacey.
That's what I always say because people get this reputation. I never judge anyone until I meet them. Because Monique had a really bad reputation with that. She was a diva, blah, blah.
She's so nice.
And exactly, the two times I worked with her, she couldn't have been any nicer.
She's been nothing but kind.
She's been here a bunch.
Oh my
she's
God,
always been nice.
She's so kind. In fact, I've hit her up before on like Instagram, and she'll reply. Like,
I don't get the hate on that one, because I'm like, she just knows what she's worth.
That just sounds like that just sounds like woman hate to me. Black woman hate. Like, black woman trying to know her worth. Let's stomp her down or something.
She could have been any nicer. James couldn't have been any nicer. I've been lucky enough to not really work with anyone who I didn't really like. So like when I hear rumors about stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, but people forget that celebrities are humans. So you might have just caught them on a bad day. We all get to have bad days.
Or they could be, like, if you're doing business with them, harsh in a way that they know or like what their value is, or like they take no BS, or they're shrewd. And then it has nothing to do with, like...
it's not personal.
But people take it personal all
Exactly. They're wildly successful for a reason. They're doing something right. Monique's a multimillionaire for a reason. All these people are successful for a reason, so they have to handle themselves accordingly, so don't take it personally.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice. Accordingly. So how did you get from LA to New York?
So we were in somewhere in Ohio.
Toledo works.
Probably. I hate Toledo, by the way. If anyone... I hate it so much.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You'll find out real early, like after you've been traveling so much, the places you hate and the places you like.
So we were there. It was me, Artie Fuqua, and Godfrey. I don't know if you guys met Artie yet.
I don't think we've met Artie, but we know Godfrey.
Artie's great. He used to tour with Tracy Morgan, and he like hosts all the shows for us most of the time. He's not here this weekend because he's somewhere else. But yeah, it was the three of us on these tours. We've been touring for a while, so we're in Toledo, and we're just sitting in the green room. And Artie brought it up. Artie's like, "Oh, you're past at the Cellar, right?" He was talking to me. I'm like, "Oh no, I've never been there." He's like, "You've never been to the Comedy Cellar?" I'm like, "No, I've never been there." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I don't know, I've just never been there." And then Godfrey was like, "Oh, you're not past there?" I'm like, "No, I'm not past there." I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And then a few days later, I get a text from Artie, and he was like, "Yo, come out to New York, and I'll get you an audition at the Cellar." And I'm like, oh, okay. So like 2 weeks go by. I go out to New York, and I ended up meeting Esty. Like, they took me to meet her. I didn't know I was auditioning that night. I just thought I was going to meet her, which was cool. If you don't know who Esty is, she's legendary. She's run the Comedy Cellar since like the 70s. She's been there for like 40 years.
Yeah, these clubs have these almost like like old like matriarch gatekeepers.
Like Mitzi Shore.
In
LA, right?
Yeah, Mitzi's in LA. Yeah. Esty's in New York. And like everyone's auditioning. Godfrey had to audition for her. Sure. Kevin Hart had to audition for her. All these people. And so I met her. She was very nice. She complimented my glasses, not these, the cute blue ones that I have.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah. And she was like, she's like, okay, you're up in 2. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went up after Ronnie Chang, and it was so crazy who was there that night because Judd Apatow and Sarah Silverman were both there.
Yes, I remember you commenting on this on your Facebook
they were
page.
both there, and we're sitting at the table, like the comics table or whatever. We're sitting there, and I'm like wildly nervous for this set. I'm actually, in retrospect, I'm more nervous for this set than I was for my late night set.
Are you visibly nervous though, or like when you get nervous, are you like shaking?
I don't know if it was visible. It was visible for people who knew me because I was quiet. I was very quiet.
Yeah,
but they didn't know me, so they didn't know. And it's so funny because Sarah Silverman was telling a story about how nervous she gets around performing in front of Esty. Because she was like, why is Esty still here? Because I guess Esty normally leaves at a certain time. She's like, why is Esty still here? Because she had just performed. She's like, I still get nervous when Esty gets
flashbacks.
Yeah,
she had to do.
Yeah, and then she starts telling her audition story. She's like, I was so nervous, blah blah blah. And then my buddy Ethan is there, who's passed at the cellar, really funny dude. And Ethan's like, oh, it's Akeem's audition, actually. And Sarah immediately was like, oh my God. She was so nice. She's like,
I was going to ask you that. Was she kind?
She couldn't have been nice.
She comes off like a kind human being.
She was like, oh my God. She apologized to me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm over here telling horror stories. Right. You're about to audition. Do you want us to get up? And it was her and like Judd. And she's like, do you want us to get up and sit somewhere else? And I'm like, no. Why would I? Yeah, please get up from the table. No, of course not.
It'd be kind of cool to make Judd Apatow move.
Yeah. And she was like, she's like, do you want to get up and move? I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to be fine. And then I went downstairs. I had a really, really good set.
But I love how confident you are naturally. I mean, like, you're telling me you are nervous, but even right now, and you relaying the story, I don't see it at all. It's almost like you're meant to do this. Man.
I was wildly nervous. And I go on, I have a good set. I have a really good set. She comes up to me afterwards. She's like, oh, she told me good set. And she's like, she's a lady of very few words, but she gave me our information. So she's like, oh, she's like, send me your email, blah, 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 blah. So I got passed. And then Sarah Silverman bought me French fries. She was like, which I mean,
my God.
$4. But who cares?
Super famous Jewish French fries from Sarah Silverman.
And she complimented me, and she was like, she couldn't have been any nicer. She was, I've always been like a huge fan of her as well.
Me too.
And I to this day, I regret not getting a picture. Because I didn't want to be that dude who's like, can I get a, and then I told my friend the story.
You'll probably have another time.
Exactly. But I told my friend, and he's like good friends with Sarah, and he's like, oh no, Sarah would have like loved to take a picture with, like, she would have been so happy that you asked. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, but I wish I would have taken a picture, like, just because that night was so
it means something
important. But I didn't want to be like, can I get a picture?
Yeah, because I feel like I would feel that somehow would knock me down a peg to a level now where she views me
especially if she bought me French fries, no picture. If she gives you French fries, no picture, I feel like.
You want a famous...
I'm serious. I'm trying to do this math in my crazy brain, and I'm like, if she walks over, like, oh, I got his fries, I'd be like, oh, no, damn it, no picture now.
I feel like all celebrities naturally have a category they put people in, whether if you're a coworker of theirs or like on their same level.
And he's working his way up to contemporary level, which is,
or like a fan, right? I feel like they somehow will knock you down to a fan category if you ask for a picture.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's how a lot of them think. And after I talked to a few people who know her well, they're like, oh no, she would have been more than happy to take a picture because it's such a monumental moment. That was a monumental. She understood what getting past at that.
She understands her own fame.
And
like she like,
but she's also done what he's having. She's gone through exactly what Akeem was doing. You know? It's also like a good blessing. You almost had like a little bit of mom figure there to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I've been through this. Do you want us to leave? Maybe that even helped.
She was. Yeah, it could have. It was. But I can't. It was like one of my most memorable nights in comedy. So I'm never going to forget it. So even if I don't have the fact that I don't have the picture isn't a big deal because I still remember that moment so well. Yeah. But it still would have been a little cool to be like, here's this picture.
I'd have probably saved one of those fries.
Yeah.
Put it in a baggie. Put it in something, a Ziploc, resin.
Let's talk about the single person gatekeeper method with like a Mitzi or Etsy or like I think Lorne Michaels is like this too, where it's like it all has to go through him. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and it's always weird because I'm like, it's weird that they don't acknowledge that, like, maybe they're, like, what are they looking for? I wonder if they're looking for just a general performance and how they, like, comfortable you are, instead of, like, they can't be just looking at what's funny or not, because that's all subjective.
That changes, too.
And if you're, like, an older person, you may not understand a younger person.
I think from her, I'll speak to her, there's some people who just know comedy, and not only do they know comedy, they know what works in their room.
Yeah.
So the seller's been around for so many years. She knows what works for her clientele. So I think she gets it. So she knows what works. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And I think she can just probably watch somebody's set and be like, this is going to do well in my room or this isn't. And
I wonder who, like, because you never heard, like, same thing with, like, the Comedy Store and Mitzi, right?
Yeah.
So, you never hear stories of them, like, a famous person be like, oh, they wouldn't let me perform or turn me down as much as you hear, like,
I'm sure it's happened.
But you don't really hear where, like, a famous comedian says, oh, this person.
Have you ever heard of that with him?
Said I wasn't funny.
Yeah. I think
we're not trying to bag on people that don't get denied.
I think Kevin talked about it in his book. He talked about how he never got at a big club in New York. It was called like Rising Star or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard.
Well, it was some big club in New York that never passed him. Or that said, oh no, you're never gonna make it. It was either Kevin talked about it or Chappelle talked about it.
Sure.
But one of them talked about like auditioning in front of this big club at the time, and I don't remember the name of the club, and them passing on them, and then them going on to become Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy. So I'm sure it happens all the time.
Yeah, what is the biggest comedian? Because I follow your Facebook. I urge everybody to also follow your Facebook. Also, go see him headline the
Thursday,
Improv.
Improv, June 2nd, Orlando Improv. Also, if you're in Naples for whatever reason, I'm at Off the Hook Comedy Club tomorrow.
We got people in Naples.
Yeah, go to Off the Hook Comedy Club. All tickets are available to KeemWoods.com, AKEEM Woods.com.
There you go. So, that's where you get tickets.
Akeem, what career-wise, like, what's the next step? Is it just because it seems like you're doing it exactly right, and the fact that you're meeting the right people, you're hanging out with the right people, like, people are getting to see your face and know you, and, like, celebrities, like, that, someone may suggest you for something, and that's like the next step. Like, this is basically just hanging out with the right people, making the right choices. Like, business wise, what's the next step?
I wanna do a half hour this year on either Netflix or Comedy Central or HBO, some type of big streaming platform. I want to do. I would ideally like to do a half hour, but I know some networks like Netflix are doing like 15 minutes. Again, I'm not sure. So my management's currently like submitting me to that stuff. Hopefully, I get Just for Laughs. I auditioned. We don't find out till July, but I had a really good audition, so I'm hoping I get that.
Nice.
Just for Laughs is like one of the biggest comedy.
Yeah.
People who are listening, Just for Laughs is like the Super Bowl of comedy festivals. So I auditioned for that. Hopefully I get that. And then I would like to have a touring agent, because right now I'm still booking all my own tours, which I'm really good at, but I would rather someone else do it because I'm kind of tired of it.
Can your management company, like, that's something you ask them?
That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get me a booking agent right now. So I would like to get a booking agent. I would like to get something on Netflix.
Nice. I'm
actually working on I'm writing like a pilot. I don't want to give out too much information about it, but I'll tell you guys off air. But I'm writing a pilot right now. I had a meeting with this really important meeting that went really well. So I'm working on something in that field as well.
I love it.
So
always working, man.
Do you wear a suit to your meetings?
Never.
Oh, okay.
You would never
see more muscly than
I know.
I am muscular now.
Yeah, both of you guys are.
You are a beefcake.
Yeah, you are a beefcake.
When you left Florida,
look,
you were
man, I'm not gay, but I love the way you look. I think you look hot as hell. I love beefy Akeem.
Because I started working out.
You look good, dude.
Thank you. You guys know who Yamanika is.
Yes.
Yeah, she's one of my dear friends. I love her to death. We both see the same personal trainer.
I never thought I'd ever see the day that you go to a that's straight up insane.
Yeah,
in New York.
In New York, she's like
they bust her ass, huh?
Oh, she's amazing. And
she's a personal trainer to the stars.
Yeah, she's a personal trainer for a lot of people. She's amazing. So
How much does that cost?
Anyway, so she's a great.
That kind of money.
Like $100 a session, 100
more than that.
More.
Listen, the point is she's a great trainer, and I see her twice a week, and then I do a lot of running and cardio. I've lost a bunch of weight and gained muscle and blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
Listen, guys, I look amazing. If you're gay, slide in my DMs. And if you're not gay, slide anywhere.
You're looking for a lot of, you don't have a dude now. You don't
no, I'm still not here being a hoe. I'm on the apps, but
that's fine.
I'm traveling a lot.
How's New York right now with the pandemic and everything?
Everything's back. I can't say if it's back to normal because I've never lived there prior. But according to what people are telling me, everything seems to be back to normal.
Gotcha. So it's not as crazy lockdown.
No, everyone's back out. The subways are back, like full, more or less. Most people are still wearing masks on the subway, which is good. And they're still, but like all the clubs are still open. Like all the clubs are back doing shows. It's back to
what it was.
To what it was.
I don't think I can go back.
What?
Like with the mask thing.
Oh, yeah. It's a hard...
I usually just keep it on my wrist.
Oh, no.
And then I just kind of naturally forget no matter where I'm at. Even if I'm in a position where I'm supposed to wear, my wife will have to elbow me like an old man. I mean,
there's no mandate. You don't have to wear them on the subways. Just people do. I wear them on the subway because the subway's just gross in general.
Keep the smell out of your nose.
It turned into what Asia's been doing for a long time, which is like, I'm packed in here. I don't want to breathe in people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll wear a mask. Or I'm like, I feel a little cold, so I'll wear a mask to protect other people.
Yeah, but New York is back to normal, more or less. Yeah, I couldn't be happier there. I'm in Washington Heights. A bunch of fine Dominican dudes.
Way better than LA, then.
It's not even close. It's I feel at home in New York, and I never felt at home in LA. I always felt like I was just in LA.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to the city. I've only been to upstate New York, so I got to go to the city.
I love it, man.
Well,
I couldn't be happier.
I've never been to New York City. I've been to big cities before, and I've been in L.A.
I've been to Chicago.
Neither one of you have been to New York?
I've never been to the city.
I've never been to the city.
What are you guys doing?
I know.
Philly.
Sam, you've been to New York?
Never been.
I mean, you would think. I've been to L.A. like...
Let's do a go-to show. Let's go visit Akeem.
I mean,
go
it's East
visit
Coast.
Akeem.
I mean,
but
East is the beast.
And I
don't go to New York.
I don't know this because I've only been to L.A. for small amounts of time, but it doesn't feel like it has any
culture
or...
L.A.?
It's just a void of just a bunch of people that migrated there to try to
be famous.
Yeah.
LA is just a bunch of fake Instagram people trying to be famous.
Yeah, okay.
It feels like that.
That's how I felt anyway. Is there a live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, what are they saying?
Yeah, they're saying they love you.
Okay, good.
I mean,
they love you in New York.
Let's see. Yeah, I love New York. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here. They're talking about your trainer, and they think you're funny, and then they're talking about. We got a link to buy tickets. We got a link to AkeemWoods.com.
Oh, you guys are the best. Okay,
Has rent in New York like
we're more expensive than them now, right?
Yeah.
Stabilized. Well, because a lot of people left New York.
Florida's
more expensive than New York.
Yeah, we just surpassed everybody last month.
We are
really.
We're the most expensive state
to live in. Yeah,
everybody just is running here because you can work off the internet and we're close to the beach and it's not hot, it's not cold.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And no state tax.
I have a feeling
weather and tax.
As soon as they shut down that you can't, as soon as bosses are like, you can't work anywhere, and then they'd all go back to normal.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to shake out.
I don't think it's going back, man.
I've seen some people that are getting fired over it.
Yeah,
people are moving away and getting new jobs because they want to work from home.
That's fine,
and their bosses won't let them. Yeah, their bosses are making them go back.
Yeah,
they're leaving.
A lot of businesses are like, screw this. I'm saving money by having my employees work from home. I don't know. And some will go back, but seeming like we've past a point of no return.
Akeem, it's always a pleasure seeing you. We love you.
Thank you. It's always
your friend Bless came in today. I'll put him on camera too, and didn't say a word because we didn't steer anything over there.
I looked over a couple times. He was chilling.
I always feel bad when you don't include people. I want to include everybody. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be awkward, so I will mention that, yes, we had another person here before people will at me, and they'll be like, why didn't you let that guy talk? I'm like, look, I didn't lay down any rules. There are no rules here. Yeah. Everybody can talk.
Yeah, look like he was chilling. He didn't want to. I don't want to, make him feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
I'm not nervous or anything, but, I've known Akeem for a really long time, so I'm just enjoying his his growth and his development. So
we went to high school together.
What a nice supportive friend too.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school again?
Unfortunately, Palm Bay, Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, Palm Bay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Just as fun as it sounds, guys.
And we do have to get out of here. Go to AkeemWoods.com for all of your tickets. Go see him Thursday night. Pack it and sell it all the way out. And we'll be back with more A Corporate Time. Woo! It is another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hi.
The air conditioner has lost its mind.
It's a little manic.
Well, it's cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, and we can't stop it. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know to change. Like, what do we do?
Rip it out of the wall.
I think we got. I think we just got to go.
Just a nest. I mean,
but
can't you go on there and
we did
program it?
And it doesn't take our programming.
It doesn't like us.
Yeah,
the
you guys
robots
don't have
are
a guy.
against
You
us.
just be like, hey, it's really hot in
We
here.
have a
Someone calls,
landlord.
I'll come right up there
We
and
got
fix
an
it.
AC company.
We got an AC company. Hey, I saw their new commercials, and I don't know why I didn't think about this, but our AC company that we love is American Air and Heat. They have new TV commercials where it's awesome. I'm going to steal this for our ads. They'll make our ads better. We just say, American Air and Heat. They do a whole commercial now where they're like...
TV?
Yeah, TV ads. And then they go...
Who's watching that?
They go, give me that sweet, sweet American Air. It's awesome. I love the commercials. It's so good. It's got a Lee Greenwood kind of a vibe going. Hey, the Sanford 2 is here today, everybody.
Sanford 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
we lost
We're down one.
We lost the larger of the three.
Right.
Paul is not with us today.
Busy.
He sent his minions instead.
His minions. He sent the cowboy and he sent me.
Yeah,
the dick and the cowboy.
Dustin's here. I saw you modeling for Wild Wild West End.
He looks damn good in a cowboy hat.
Drinking a beer.
Yeah, you look.
Not modeling at all. Just drinking a beer naturally.
But you had your leg up on like.
You had cowboy boots on.
I'm
too.
surprised he
that's
did
how you
not wear
stand.
that hat today. I was going to text him and be like, dude, you got to wear the hat.
It didn't look bad, and you had your leg up on the wall like cowboys do when they're drinking a beer. Like also like any plywood cutout of a cowboy that's painted black that somebody has on a lamppost. You
Yeah.
look like that.
That was it.
Absolutely.
Also, the only other time I've seen that used is George Michael in the video for Faith. He puts his leg on the
He's sitting
on
up
the
against
jukebox.
building.
I
Yeah.
get
He's
a
on the
lot of my
jukebox.
inspiration from him.
Yeah, I figured
Just throughout life in general.
But let's talk a little bit about Wild Wild West End. What is this, and like how can I be involved in this?
Ooh, show up. It's a new honky tonk saloon in
Yes.
Sanford. We're open, baby.
Yeah,
it's
it
amazing.
Do you have line dancing?
No, real cowboys don't line dance. We
Yeah,
teach
it's
that.
more like a.
I wanted country in the front, rap in the back, like the old Jesse's Blood.
It's like a
That was
mullet.
a horrible business
I
plan, by the
loved
way.
it.
Wasn't there a place in Ocala that did that? Too?
Small Florida
Doo-doo
towns.
Dixie.
Doo-doo
Dixie.
Small Florida towns.
My wife came out of the bathroom. There's so much blood on the walls.
Oh my god!
There was blood
Yeah.
all over.
Some lady was having her cycle,
Wow.
and when it
It was all over.
It was everywhere.
That kind of same thing happened to me on the airplane yesterday, but it was duty.
Dude, don't say duty.
So
That's
this-
when I know he's not lying.
So this guy's walking up to back to his seat from using the bathroom, and this old woman's chasing him down. What did you do to the bathroom?
She's chasing him down like he's a terrorist.
Yeah, and he's like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. And it was hilarious.
On the plane? That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
What,
And I'm
destroyed
sitting-
it?
That'll also kill your high if you're up there and you're trying to chill out.
Oh,
You see
man.
these people yelling.
I was sitting next to these two women from St. Thomas, and they were laughing so hard because they caught it all. And I was like watching my little TV
Talking
or
about the
whatever.
duty.
They tapped me, and they're like, "This guy just blew up the bathroom," and talking about how
Blow up the bathroom,
duty
blow up the
everywhere.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's a new tune. So I'm writing new music now, and
That would be a good dude.
All right, lots to talk about. First, the last time I saw Dom was at the hurricane party. It was 11
He
a.m.
looked really stressed out.
You were stressed out to the max.
He's like, I don't have time to talk to you guys.
You hadn't slept, and then you told me you fly out first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the hurricane party hadn't even started yet.
out of control.
So obviously the hurricane party, huge success.
Yeah.
Which I got to say, I did make a bet, or at least yell at everybody at the live podcast that nobody was going to last till midnight, because the hurricane party went till 2 a.m. and
Yeah.
everybody was already drinking at 11.
Oh yeah,
when
they were
got
drinking
there.
at the live podcast.
I
yeah.
support that. I mean, like, why?
Absolutely.
You know, like, if I'm going to start drinking,
It's your day
right,
off, yeah.
right around 9 a.m. is the perfect time to have that first beer. Actually, 8:30. I'm being serious. I love morning drinking.
And
I love it.
I got a message from Norm, I think last night, with a picture of them all. It was like 1:30 in the morning,
Wow.
and half of the people at our podcast were still there.
They also were nude.
And I was like, how did you guys make it?
They
Like,
did it.
I was thinking the same thing because when we played at like around midnight,
Yeah.
and the venue was slam packed, dude. It was slam packed.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, everybody said that it just got better and better as the day went on.
Yeah.
But I just didn't
And then
know how they lasted.
The women
that,
started
drinking
taking
for
their
12
shirts
hours.
off, and they
It
were
was
just
insane.
running around in their bras.
It was crazy. So we that totally happened.
Yeah, it's like, it was so hot.
Yeah, you know, the Agrolites went on, and Pastfire, Agrolites, Les and Jake, all those guys went on. And I mean, yeah, like you said, like as the day progressed, it kind of got cooler out, and the bands got bigger and bigger. And man, it really was a great time. It was a blast.
I just didn't know how anybody lasted that long. Like 12 hours
Lots of booze, man.
of
Well, at
day
some point you
drinking.
gotta stop.
Well, that's the why
That'll
I'm
make me not
surprised.
last, yeah.
Well, at
In
some
the
point you
heat?
got to stop, and it's hard. Like once you've done, like for me, I start at 8:30. By 11, I've had 5 beers, which is too much. Then I got to eat, right? So I got to eat early lunch.
Then you get tired.
Then I get tired. Then I got to slap my cheeks, caffeinate
Yeah.
for a couple hours. Then I start drinking again. But then then when that tired comes, it comes like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
This
that's
time when
you,
it comes, it's like beckoning you to hell.
you got to snort an Adderall or something.
Yeah.
Or some
Right?
Coke. And then that's the only way to last.
Coca Mocha.
There's no way to go.
Loco. That's with the egg on top,
yeah,
right?
yeah, cocaine with an egg on top.
Yeah. Speaking of cocaine, so we went to St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And we literally, I mean, 4 or 5 hours after I got done with Hurricane Party, I literally had to go to the airport, hop on the plane, go to St. Thomas, and then we had kind of the day off for the first day, and then the next day is when we played. We played on a huge catamaran that's hooked up to an island, anchored to an island, and then you got probably 120, 150 boats all posted up in front of us, people in the water, all in front of the stage, and we brought Jesse from the Agrolites with us too, which was awesome. I got to pick one of my heroes' brains for like 3 or 4 days. It was awesome.
What was this party
he looked
called
like
again?
he was having fun in the photos too, like he needed it,
dude.
you know?
It was his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
The day before yesterday was his birthday, and we got to spend his birthday with him. He hopped on stage and played some songs with us, bro.
I didn't even get to meet him because we had
is
such
such
a tight
dude,
schedule.
man. He is such a dude. We're the same, like literally the same age. He's like 3 days older than me, or something like
That's
that.
crazy.
We had all this stuff in common. We got along really well, so it was awesome.
This sounds like the coolest concert. It's on a catamaran in St. Thomas, and
It's called Rock the Boat.
Yeah, Rock the Boat. I know we talked to
John Ghazi.
John Ghazi.
Yeah, I
about
saw
it.
some footage of him actually playing, and I was like, that looks like something I want to be a part of.
Epic.
And are people in the water hanging out too, or just on
Yeah,
the boats?
so the lovely people at Boat, the boat boards, love those things.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got inflatable, big rafts that are, like, sturdy enough to stand and sit on, you know what I mean? So we have a bunch of those in the front, and then literally, I mean, all these massive boats that you're just like, that engine costs $200,000.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's 6 of them. Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
Is
Yeah.
it like a
Ridiculous boats.
I mean, these beautiful boats, like boats that you could, yachts. I mean, literally, literal yachts.
Is it old millionaires with young hot chicks? That's what I imagine. Like they bring somehow a bunch of like young partiers to party, but the people that can afford that boats are old,
yeah,
right?
like Jerry Jones.
Sure. I mean, it's
He don't like reggae. He
it's
don't
a
like
big
reggae.
mix.
some cuties, right?
He's
It
not
really is a big
salting
mix.
his egg McMuffin. You see Jerry Jones. He's on his yacht in St. Thomas, salting his egg McMuffin and listening to reggae.
Right.
Can't see it happening.
Yeah. There's people of, like, all types of people. Plus, you have the boat captains that are chartering people out there. You got just small boats that make it out there. There's like little dinghies that get all the way out. I don't know how.
I'm
they get
only
out.
familiar with the tourist tour guide captains, and those captains just want my wife to drink a lot of rum punch and see her boob.
I love
You know,
Captain.
yeah, but they're not the
I love Captain
owners
Ron.
of the
That's a good
boat.
movie.
Like
They're
tour-
paid employees.
Yeah, they're just the employees. The
Yeah.
tour guide captains just want my wife to pull them out.
Yeah. The owners of the boats are old
white
rich.
guys, yeah.
There we go. I mean, the
you
boats
see
cost
any of
$1.5
those
million.
guys there?
Absolutely, and then they got like 50 people that are their best friends.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you're taking a boat out, sweet.
How do they? Can anybody just pull up and walk?
Anybody can. Pull
So
up.
it's free.
Post up, yeah. I mean, what's encouraged is kind of like donations and stuff like that.
Help the artists
Plus,
out.
like everything else we do, we have like 500 sponsors that are just huge. Big sponsors of Captain Morgan. We had Heineken. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that go into it. just like any other thing. Yeah.
Is this something that's going to be happening every year?
No, I'm telling you guys. Next time we do it, you guys have to come. Like,
why don't we do it? Let's go.
Dude, bring your wives with you.
Let's bring your boat. That's the adventure. The adventure
Because
is you and I.
Yeah, well, I'll drive my boat.
Yeah, exactly. Sam ain't going to do this.
Your boat isn't going to make it.
Oh, it'll make it. It'll make that thing's fast. It's overpowered. First of all,
never been on it.
It's overpowered. The engine, right?
I can use Google Earth and then the little blue dot. And I can just go to
I've seen you miss your exit on I-4 too many times.
We'll be fine. I trust this man. I'll follow him to hell. We'll take all the life jackets out to make it faster.
Well, you gotta
take all the life jackets out because we're gonna streamline this thing. We'll take out the radio, everything. We're gonna make
a big drum of gas on the back too.
No, in the center of the boat.
A trailer.
And I'll just be funneling it in there. I'll be scooping it in if we need it. I'll be the engineer. I'll be checking because I'm good at monitoring things. You just drive.
So speaking of St. Thomas, I have here in my hand a photo of one of the members in my band sitting on the toilet.
That's so mean.
Sleeping. So,
you got hurt.
So I've been torn
damages.
all day today should I post it or should I not post it?
Do not post it, but make it your new EP's album cover. Because it'll sell a lot. If you order now, right? You do that. Make it.
What do your people think?
Oh, they want to sell the animals. They want to see it.
Do they want to see it? Do they think I should put it up? And plus, I mean, like, it's not me. So it's somebody else.
Oh,
so right. It's one of the other four guys. So, I mean,
it's really a compromising position too, man. It's sad. And it's a good photo. Yeah, whoever took it, you framed it well.
You can't see D and B. I mean, you're fine.
Did you take that photo? You obviously know your law of thirds.
I got it sent to me this morning at 5:00 in the morning.
Oh,
was it just like a partied out scenario, or was it like because your schedule was running hard? I mean,
knowing this member,
2 hours of sleep?
He was just partied out and he was tired and he just literally, this guy could fall asleep at any
tell that to Taylor Hawkins.
What other reasons do you have to fall asleep on a toilet besides partied out?
No, I know.
Is there any
Elvis, his heart gave out.
Maybe he was
dead. They're dead.
Like, I think it could be a death. That's why, I made an inappropriate joke, but I'm just saying that is a way you die.
Actually, just two reasons: party out, dead. You don't just fall asleep.
There's one more, but it doesn't.
Food poisoning.
It doesn't work with adults. No, children fall asleep on toilets all the time.
That's true.
I feel like dumb old men do too.
That's close to dead.
Well, that's only because we get bored on TikTok and then things off a little.
Yeah, but it's like, when do you fall asleep with your head? Like, how do people fall asleep with just their head down? Like, that is close to death.
I can't sleep with my head down.
Like, I get tired. I'm like, I have to lay down.
Now that I look at it more,
wow.
It's a video.
Dom is so stoned. He did not realize there was a video.
Oh my god!
Did you know that your name DOM stands for dumb old man?
Oh my god!
Someone took a picture and photoshopped a big white triangle in the middle.
This is a video.
Who would Photoshop a play button on my pictures?
This is a video of them waking him up.
On the potty.
Get off the toilet because someone else needs to use it.
Oh, go outside. Leave the man alone.
Where do you guys stay when you're out there? Like, you got friends?
Oh man, that's what's even crazier, dude. We stay in this, like, we always call it the super villa. And it's like a 6 or 8 bedroom place.
Is it like an Airbnb or is it someone's house?
Champions Gate, Jamaica.
Yeah, it's one of those vacation homes that one of the sponsors provides.
Nice.
And dude, the common area is bigger than my house, probably times 2. And
Jesus,
it's insane. And then
what do you got, like a little Orlando house?
I mean, yeah,
like a regular little
2-story,
like what I had.
Yeah, a little thing.
Yeah,
this
like
place,
what we all got.
It's like both the stories of my house connected, where the living room and TV room and fireplace, dude, it's
insane.
It's funny. It's not like a fireplace, but it's like a big mantle where I guess a TV would go if you were normal, but they don't have a TV in the place. We had to literally, like, somebody was MacGyvering the Boston game the other night at the Boston and Miami game.
Oh, right on.
Hey, does anybody have any needle nose pliers?
That is the thing I think that would bother me living on the island is that I'm not going to have super consistent lightning speed internet.
That's why I'm here right now and not still there like the other guys. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, the other guys are still there.
How long are they there for?
I think they fly home tomorrow, I think.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's why
Flying
you
home
go to the
hungover
island.
is terrible.
Get the hell away from the internet. I'm done with the internet. I can live my rest of my life without it.
It's pretty terrible.
You love TikTok.
You know what's
I'm done with it.
What's bothering me though are these
garbage.
new guys on. You mentioned it, Sam. You mentioned TikTok and Instagram. It's bad too. Where there's a certain select group of people, namely this one guy I follow called like Dr. Meat, and then this other guy called the Liver King, and these guys are just dudes that like only. Their narrative is that they only eat animal products, namely the liver, raw liver out of different animals, and beef, like low-fat beef. They don't eat any vegetables. They say the vegetables give out defense chemicals because no vegetable, this is what they say. They say no vegetable wants to be consumed, that throughout the period of a plant's life, it is doing nothing, its leaves especially. Kale, he says, is the number one contender. You should not eat kale, and he documents this with different articles and tests. He says kale gives off a defense chemical that is bad for your digestion, is bad for your body, that you should be like elevated alpha animals and only eat meat and liver and testicles because those have the highest concentration of actual diffusible vitamins that go into your body. And this is what this guy says.
Testicles, huh?
So I only follow these guys. That's all I get is just guys talking about eating raw liver, and I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
I like how I've seen these guys.
Yeah,
I've seen the Liver King.
Liver King is a phenomenon.
Straight roids.
He's like gigantic.
Oh yeah, like
exactly
if that's what eating
With a
liver
beard.
does, then sign me up. But like, it's not.
No, that's what eating liver does. No, thank you.
Well,
You
it's
don't
not.
need to look like
I
that.
think all that much liver would give me the gout, and I would not be a happy camper anyway.
A lot of gout.
Oh, Tom's just leaving. Well, who's here?
I don't know.
What's happening?
He grabbed his stomach and he walked out like he had to
Perhaps
poop.
our next guest, but I didn't realize the door was locked.
Oh, right on.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
That's all good.
False alarm?
No.
Yeah, it's all right. They can wait.
So yeah, let's eat some liver after this. And
Yeah, well, so that's all I get on the TikTok. I only get the and I was going to ask you what you guys think about that. Is that something you could do? I don't think I could do it.
Oh, absolutely not. But on the TikTok thing, though, we have a new thing. So if you're single and you meet somebody, you need to take their phone and look at the first, 5 for your page TikTok videos because you can get a really good idea of what type of person they are.
Okay.
It's amazing what other people's for your page is versus what mine is, kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, the algorithm starts learning about you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and some of the things that you see about other people, we've been doing this a lot in Sanford. Christina Hollerbach and all of us, we go around and just look at each other's first 10 videos, and it's amazing. You learn so much about the people.
Okay.
Although
sometimes they'll throw you a curveball, though.
13-year-old kid.
That's why you have to do 10 because you got to get a good rhythm going of all right, I see what you're about.
It's skewed because it doesn't know my emotional response to the video. It just knows the time I watched it.
But it's gauging your emotional response based on the amount of time.
It's gauging your interest, yeah.
But that's where it's skewed or flawed because I'll watch something that's horrible that I'm not even interested in just because I'm curious of why it's gave it to me.
Do they roll curiosity into that? Because that's still a construct you can measure, right?
Yeah, but I don't like it. But I won't scroll past it immediately. I'll look at it and be like, what is this? And then...
Because you do kind of like it.
Yeah, because you do because you're waiting it out. Yeah, the curiosity is keeping you there.
You do kind of like it.
Is my point. If the next time you get that video, you'll probably swipe it, right?
Yeah.
If you see the same guy doing the same video, you'll be like, oh, I don't like that guy.
You're going to see 6 fishing videos on mine, but then you're going to see one of those cop audit videos, which I don't care. I don't want to see it, but I'm curious to see if he's going to get arrested or not. So maybe I will finish it. Maybe I will watch it, though.
See, this is a man that's honest with his curiosity.
Yeah.
You gotta weigh that in, I think.
That's why he wears that cowboy hat, dude.
Gotta get that back.
Back to the Wild Wild West End. The place is beautiful, by the way, and I can't believe
really cool.
how fast you guys got it done because
So fast.
Oh, man.
It's worth dropping by just to see the mural of Patrick Swayze
that
on the
mural
wall.
is amazing.
It was nothing,
Yeah.
and then a fully functioning brand new bar.
3 days later.
It was fast.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Paul,
Eat your heart out, bar rescue.
I mean, the paint on his hair was still wet when I walked in there. It's
I
crazy.
think my favorite part about it is the window cutout and then the whole patio as well. That's part of the...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
outdoor,
outside
the
version,
big barn
yeah.
door that opens up for the bar outside.
Yeah, no, it's great. And by the way, we should do some sort of event there because you have the space and everything's set up perfectly for a band to play and a lot of people to fit
I wonder
in there.
how much it would be to get Brooks and Dunn to come out of retirement.
I don't know, $100K.
You don't even know who Paul wanted.
Shut Volusia County down. Shut it down. Put them out there. Oh, my God. I'm a hard-working man.
That would be good.
People would lose their minds. My God.
George Strait.
Little red
Diamond
dirt
Rio.
road. People.
Let's talk this weekend because we actually we have an opening for Air T&D if anybody wants to stay there. And I was looking through what's going on this weekend in Sanford, and I noticed
West End Trading Company presents Ding Dong Dancers.
I saw the dong party you guys are throwing at the West.
That was booked before I got there. Just for,
No, they come every year, man.
It was
They're
the
amazing.
first thing Sam and I said is, Dom book this.
Yeah.
First thing we said.
Yeah, look at Dom. He just can't wait to get
We're
those
like, oh my
D's
God.
swinging around.
I like the variety of stuff you got going on.
DJ Dom likes dongs.
I'm definitely DJing that night.
And so tell me about the dong dancers. I know, Dustin, you said that it'll probably be sold out because every year it gets sold
they come
out.
every year, and it pretty much sells
I
out
see
every
what you did
single
there.
year. And it's always...
Thought you got to pay extra for that
I hear
one.
it's good. I usually leave.
Why? Why is it where you got
Well, I mean, I don't
do they
leave
do?
because-
You at least see the whipped cream.
washcloth.
Yeah.
You hold the towel, the white towel.
They do the whipped cream.
Yeah.
And the girls go crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
They also use our office as like their green room and dressing room.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. That means one of them is putting his mushroom stamp right on the space bar.
Sorry, I had to do that when the dancing got me all.
So that's happening Saturday?
Yeah.
All right.
Saturday, 8
It's
o'clock?
Friday
Oh,
at 7 p.m.
all right. Friday at 7.
Thanks.
You can get tickets.
Well, Sam knows
Drink
what's
at
up.
West End.
So let me just check
Absolutely
westend.com.
Saturday.
I don't know.
Sam Definitely not
No,
Saturday. It's-
Saturday is what
Saturday
you
we
told us?
have joint operation.
Joint
coming.
operation, yeah,
We got
that's
some reggae,
Awesome.
reggae rock act coming through. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. I'm just glad the hurricane party is over now. We can kind of focus on everything.
I feel like you should add these ding dong dancers to the hurricane party. Right?
Ding dong hurricane.
They are very affordable to book.
Yeah, Dongnado.
They mainly work for tips. They're super affordable to
That's
book.
why I have all
Really?
these
Do the girls
colleges.
like tip them out and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, my
Do you
God.
guys worry that that's going to become like a Lilies on the Lake scenario?
Right.
You mean, are you hoping?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's because people are some meemaws eating a brunch. And then it's,
My God.
At the
I'm
West
just
End,
trying
it's
to have
fine.
a Bellini.
Who's gonna get offended? Like nobody. Anyway, what else is
They
coming
got the
up?
food trucks going on every second Sunday of every month.
Yes,
Sam, you're doing
Yeah,
great.
you are
Yeah,
great.
he's good at this.
Maybe someone was
you guys
prepared
might
today.
want to slide into your DMs about marketing.
Right.
that food truck fest.
It's huge.
Eric says it's gigantic.
Yeah.
And Eric's out there every time with merch and giveaways and everything. So he'll be out at all the ones throughout the rest of the year.
What's the most unique food truck in terms of its
I had
truck?
these garlic knots the other day.
Ooh, in terms of the truck.
Yeah, garlic
It was,
knots
uh,
sounds
It was a
good.
garlic knot, right? And then it had buffalo chicken and blue cheese on that.
That's
Really?
from the knot, right?
Bro, it was
they
so
opened up
good.
inside Wopsops now. They have their kitchen
good.
inside of Wopsops.
Oh,
and
nice.
that now. They're awesome.
Really?
But, the most unique food truck that's cool is it's this giant double decker bus. That's it's like I think it's an ice cream truck. I think it's called Cosmo or something like that. But it's a big double decker tour bus style ice cream
That's
truck.
dope.
And you can get your ice cream and then go sit on top of the tour bus.
What?
Really?
You can
Yeah,
sit on
they
the
did
tour
that
bus.
for
that's
Jazz in
cool.
the Park. We did that. Yeah, it was awesome.
It seems like the margins are pretty small on ice cream
Like
to
a-
afford a double. You know, like,
Also, you
what's
can't
the
really
markup?
park that thing everywhere too. So for a lot of food truck events, sorry, dude, that's
Yeah.
a little bit large.
Also, it's like this thing to fill up is $1,800 in diesel. Those are all
Hey, we
right.
really like your business. Here's why it's bad.
And then we sell an
I don't
ice cream
question this
cone.
model. He's bringing it out. I don't care.
What's the slowest way we can make this gas money back? Ice cream, yay!
Yeah, like we buy the ice
30
cream.
cents a customer profit. We'll nail it.
Seriously, guys, thank you for promoting my business.
Let's
Thank
make
you
it
so
super
much.
good. Let's make it high quality ice cream too. Let's not cheap out of this. Let's use real cream, real
Homemade.
sugar.
Yeah, but even with the,
Madagascar vanilla.
yeah.
like even at the most expensive ice cream cone, what is like
$5?
Yeah, $5.
Yeah, $6.
And then with the cone and the bonus, the margin is what $1.80.
And then they're kind
like a
enough
lot
to
of
let you
cone.
go sit on the roof of our bus and waste more of my money.
Well, you got to get that $10 surcharge. Is what it is. Yeah.
How many cones can
So
you
it's
sell?
$6 for the ice cream,
don't
$10
forget,
for the diesel.
They also have to pay to be there too. So
I know. How is this happening?
Also, they're $800 down before they even open.
I'll give a shout out to the one that I know our listeners talked about the most, and this has nothing to do with anything other than just our listeners told me about it the most. It's called The Pass.
That's where I ate on Saturday.
Yeah, they were out there, and they they make a lot of burrito styled foods.
And they had birria fries,
and they made a crunch wrap for Angry Dan. And Angry Dan got a crunch wrap, and I swear to God,
it was huge.
It's as big as 5 regular like Taco Bell crunch. It's the crunch wrap was like that big. It was like a big obese frisbee. It was massive.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. I like a lot of their stuff, but they've been coming out to our events since they started, and I think they won a couple of awards for like their burritos in Orlando too.
Well, shout out to those guys. Yeah. If you ever want to work with us, holler at us, The Pass, because you got good stuff.
So as we ease into summer, any other big events that people should know about before we go?
You know what? There's Mike Smith is doing a big event this month called Carts and Kegs.
Yes, me and Sam are actually emceeing Carts and Kegs.
We are.
I kind of know the format. It's going to be interesting because it's not necessarily a race, but more of a
it's a timed race.
Yeah, it's like an obstacle challenge.
Yeah, there's obstacles involved, and like you have to get out of the cart. And how many golf carts are around Sanford right now? Hundreds?
I did an event on Sunday right after Hurricane Party called the Amazing Race with the Golf Cart Gurus, and it's like 12 bars played these little minute to win it games, and I think we probably had 50 to 60 golf carts out for that one.
Jesus.
I see them everywhere, and do you need to have your golf cart street legal in Sanford, or is there an area that you can?
There's a golf cart zone, but you still have to have your golf cart registered and insured, and you have to have a driver's license.
So no matter of the area, you still have to have it.
The license plate and all that.
Or just drive inconspicuously.
We were trying to get away from that by just driving a golf cart slowly and then like carrying a clipboard.
You got to get one for the house. That way, it's part of the whole deal.
I know. Look, we want one, but they're expensive, man. Like
we're wrapping.
You got that money? Come on,
no, Paul's old golf cart, Tom and Dan. I know that's been in the works for a minute. So
I think that should be done pretty soon too, right?
Yeah. We will have the Tom and Dan golf cart available for rent while you're out there, and that one's a 6-person.
That's a 6-seater with the Bluetooth speakers and all.
Oh, I gotta have the Bluetooth. I gotta be able to listen to some music while I'm.
That used to be Paul's like personal golf cart, so that thing's pretty decked out with all the little extras on it too.
How's the suspension on it?
Seat warmers,
Yeah, it's got all the stuff. Heated seats, heated steering wheel,
lithium batteries.
Yeah, you need all that.
I feel like
massaging chair.
Like with how expensive gas is, I feel like driving a golf cart daily, like Monday through Friday, just to the studio and around.
Get one.
Like how much? I mean, it probably could save me over a year. At least half the price of a golf cart. No, I mean, not the whole price.
I'm surprised you can't do that around here. That they don't.
You can.
A golf cart you can?
They have.
By the way, I am back to the having to use Google Maps to get here again.
It's fine.
I don't know what my problem is.
I do too. I use it every morning.
You don't know why your memory's back?
When you walked in here, you said you were so high. We get it.
I use Google Maps to get to work, and I live 3 blocks away.
Yeah, I do too.
Seriously.
I always use it.
Tell you what I did was I had the Google Maps Publix. I'm like, okay, now I know.
I had to take a listener on a bike ride for charity. This past Friday, we had a guy that bid to ride bikes with me and like go have beers and hang out and have lunch and stuff like that. And we rode out of here, and I was taking him to the bar, and I didn't know where the hell I was going. We got lost on the bike. I didn't want to tell him that. I was saving this for Friday's show, but I had to set up my GPS on because that's how little I leave my house. Like I was like, I don't even know where I'm at. Right? I was like, I could get us into a lot of trouble. Like I felt it was just very concerning, and I was scared. I got a little scared.
Get here in 7 minutes from my house if I use the GPS.
Yeah.
Or take 20 and kind of find it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like, I kind of know where I'm at, and I was looking at houses and stuff like that, but I was like, and I was talking, and he was continuing to talk to me, and I almost wanted to say, like, hey, don't talk to me. I'm trying to figure out where the hell we are.
Deep in thought here.
Yeah, I was like, just be quiet. I got to figure out where we're at right now.
I've been out here 1,000 times, and I've never looked at a street name once.
It doesn't matter. I'm kind of like, oh, cool. There's a street I still don't know where I am.
That I think I turned left at.
Yeah.
Cool.
Drink at westin.com.
Yes.
Go to to the website for all upcoming events and everything. Follow them on Cellar City, West End on social media.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Yeah, we got Twerp coming next week.
Twerp, yeah.
Twerp's coming next week.
Yeah, who is Twerp?
It's like this. They kind of dress up. They do the whole dress up thing. They look like I would say almost like superhero kind of, but robots. But
superhero robots.
I did hear that show might be sold out or getting really close to it right now.
We're getting low on tickets for sure. But if you get a chance, go check them out online.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
TWRP. Their show is going to be awesome. I'm really, really excited for it.
Pre-sale's been flying for this one.
Really?
Oh my god!
Is this like? Are they considered like? Did the nerds like them?
Big time. Nerdcore stuff.
That kind of stuff is super popular, man.
Yeah.
And most of those bands are probably ones that you'll want to work with because most of them are like respectful and cool. They're not like
they're not going to trash the green.
Yeah, they're not like typical like rock star.
The trash can.
Yeah, they're not going to do that stuff.
Show up like 5 minutes
sorry
late.
about that.
Call 20 minutes late.
Yeah, we did that after the live podcast. We're like, we're rock stars.
Dom, Dustin, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll talk to you next month. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. I'm Little Blanco, Tiny Blanco.
I was explaining to my sons yesterday after their swim practice about addiction and
why on earth
he does this. He chooses really difficult things to talk to them about.
Addiction. What sexy means?
Yeah, weren't you explaining time travel one time after swim class?
God. Like the multiverse.
Is it because you feel the need? It's because you've been sitting quietly at swim practice the whole time, and you can't stand it.
You're high.
So you have to like go into talk mode.
Well, anytime they start paying attention to anything I say, I take advantage of that. And
That's
almost
smart.
like you're addicted to talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he loves them. It's the only thing he loves.
And then I was explaining, like,
how did it come up?
Well,
Daddy's addicted to alcohol.
Daddy, what's addiction?
I started explaining to them about why they only get an hour a day, on their screens and stuff like that, and like
that's good.
And
that's good.
And playing video games and stuff, and they explain like people get addicted to certain things, and they know about smoking, and they always they ask about smoking cigarettes because my mom smokes, and they see my mom smoke, and then they're like, why does she smoke? It's bad for you.
So bad.
And I'm like, she's addicted to the nicotine. It's a drug that's in the cigarette.
Tell them try it. It's great.
And then I'm telling them like there's lots of addictive things out there that once you start taking, your brain wants more of it, and then you can't stop. And it's hard.
You got addicted to touching your ding dong,
and you'll get sick if you don't take it, or your body will need it. And I'm like, your brain will get addicted to screens too, and like and looking. And then I was explaining.
Did they seem concerned at all while you're telling them that they could be possibly addicted to their screen?
Yeah. They don't get. They want the screen so bad. No.
So she's not around to monitor the things that you're injecting into their brains.
No.
Sometimes Andrea will catch me saying something amazing, and then the look I get is that, what are you doing?
Well, this is true. I feel like it's a valuable lesson for them to understand addiction before, just so they know that, like, hey, no one explained it to me when I was a kid, like, hey, if you take too much of this or whatever, you can get addicted to it.
Sadly, my mom did explain that to me because of my aunt.
Yeah, no one. I had no idea about addiction until I was addicted.
You probably didn't have a visible addict living near or with you. We had an alcoholic. So I don't know when I got it. Not as young as you're doing it, but I do think it's a valuable lesson. I think it's good that you're talking to him about that.
But I was explaining about being addicted to video games. I'm like, you can get addicted to them.
Absolutely.
And then so when we were talking about like the people that play video games for 20 hours a day, I'm like, well, that's a problem, right? Well, that's an addiction.
It's your job.
Yeah.
But if you're a streamer.
Yeah, there are streamers that do it consistently, and it's just what they do.
Yeah, but if I worked 20 hours a day, people would be like, you have a problem. Like, you're addicted
Some
to
would
work.
say that you do, Tom.
No,
you are a workaholic.
Well, I don't follow my own advice at all.
Fair.
But I damn sure don't work 20 hours a day. You know what I'm saying?
No, you take breaks.
And if I did, it would be a problem. Like, if you do... anything.
Too much of anything that affects you could be negative.
Yeah. And also, like, why are you playing 20 hours a day? Are you doing it for a purpose, or you have to do it? Does your brain want it? Because that tells me it's an addiction, right?
Yeah, well, there's also
Like,
a threshold.
what's the motive?
There's also a threshold of whatever you're doing, these things that you're doing, whether it's drinking, whether it's playing video games, taking drugs, whatever, where it releases the chemicals into your brain, right? So then your body and your mind will just continue. You'll be continuing to chase those. And then the amounts that you need will increase and increase until the point where you get to a thing called, I think it's called the heptonic threshold, where it has to do with hedonism, the pleasure. It has to do with the fact that you just can't reach it anymore. You know, like, well, what?
Yeah.
You know, it's impossible. Then when you start to pull back from whatever you're addicted to, you end up not being able to feel joy in anything because you've kind of screwed up your meter. You know, like you've broken your barometer. I did it to myself with alcohol. You know, like to a point where you pull back and things that should normally give you that jolt, that serotonin, things that should normally register as pleasure, just don't, because you screwed yourself up.
So, anyway,
what did they say? I'm interested to see. Like,
they don't. I mean, I think it goes over their head.
Well, but they might think about it when they're sitting there playing video games. You'd be surprised. You may have gotten to them. Don't be surprised if someone like Tommy, I could totally see him, coming out one day where, you give him his hour of video games or whatever, and then he comes out like after 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm done. I just heard about what you were saying.
You should troll him and be like, hey, you don't want to be an addict, do you?
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? To be like, hey, you don't want to get addicted to that. Mind yourself. It's not a bad thing to be like, hey, be cautious.
Well, because they want to play all the time. They want to, go on their phones and text, and, they want the screens. And I was like, I was just explaining that your brain wants it. And just realize why that's the case, right? Is your brain want it because it's a good activity? Is your brain want it because you had a bunch of it and you need more? Is it like, why do you want it? Do you because there's healthy and unhealthy reasons to want something.
Yeah.
And if your brain has become addicted to this, then it can end up screwing you up.
I think that's a good conversation to have. I should probably have some of the same thing with Maisie.
If you are doing 8 hours, even 5 hours of something every day, it's way too much.
I'm an adult and I've done that. Like over COVID, over the holidays when we all got COVID, I played like 5 hours of what's that game? Horizon, the car driving game on Xbox. Forza Horizon. I played like 5 hours in the day. I felt like somebody had killed me. Like I was like out of it. I was hungover. I was like hungover and then just like weird feeling and like tired, but I hadn't done anything. So I was like, I had a lot of energy, but I was also tired at the same time. It didn't really make any sense.
There's got to be, we didn't evolve to get this much stimulation. We spent hundreds of thousands of years just looking at trees outside and like maybe interacting with our village or whatever it is, but like hunting and gathering or whatever else.
I haven't done either of those things in years.
We weren't looking at some stimulating screen or stuff just fast going through the cycle of
serious
30-second entertainment.
Serious question for both of you. When is the last time, without sleeping or closing your eyes, that you've laid on your back, looked at the ceiling, and stayed that way for like at least 20 minutes?
Yeah, I don't do any of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you try it, I think, I could be wrong, but I'd be interested to see. You just set a timer, just lay on your back.
So boring.
It's not. I actually enjoy. It's almost like Then I'm
just sitting with my thoughts.
It's like the pure. No, it's not even like there's any thoughts going on. It's just the pure idea of not having the screen is pleasing to me. Like I find a lot of enjoyment out of just sitting there and just kind of being there.
It's a form of meditation.
It is.
Yeah, that is proven by science to be good for your brain.
Definitely.
I just can't. I can't get into it. Like I totally into like
you kind of
exercise,
do a
eating right.
No, you do a variation. You on your boat, driving down a waterway, 20 minutes, just you and the wind. You could do that. That's meditation. That's a form of meditation.
Yeah,
I'm
but
doing
you
that
have
once a
music
month
on and stuff, right? There's like some type of entertainment.
Radio's broken.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, but there's too much stimulation. Like just being, I've never gotten into, which I should because it's a 100% a positive thing, but like...
If you could meditate, it'd be a game changer for you.
Helping my brain, and meditation and the discipline...
We should do mandatory morning meditation here.
I can't said do this for years, and he don't want to do
what
it.
What if we do it in a separate room?
He cares too much about what people think of him.
When I'm here at
Get
work,
over it,
I just
Tom.
want to work. I have to set...
But what if
I have
that is
to wake
work?
up at 5.
What if that is work? I mean, that's all part of work. That's like getting your mind... Like the warm-up that we do in here in order to articulate our thoughts and, and be able to access, verbs and adjectives. I mean, that's all work. But like Brady, when he goes to the stadium and he's doing his, he starts out by doing some gentle stretching, that is work.
Yeah, but I need to make us money, sales.
But you'll be in a better place for making us money in sales if you're in a better place.
That's where I can't get beyond because I've never seen the downfall of how I'm operating now mentally affect me. You see what I'm saying? Like
the chat is saying to live stream on Twitch the morning meditation, and then you can monetize it.
It's not. No one wants to watch that.
Sounds like they do.
No, but you're answering for them, and that's the thing that you and I hate is that you're always trying to stay 2 and 3 steps ahead of everyone. So rather than just doing it and seeing if you could monetize it, you like to look at it. Because truthfully, no one's going to know what's best for this company than you, and that I would agree with. But then you like to go, no, not worth it. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess if anybody's going to automatically answer the question, it's certainly not worth it if you already know the answer.
Well, it's hard to imagine anybody wants to just sit and watch us be quiet and then...
People are into weird stuff, man.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody want to subscribe to a lady that smashes their face into bread.
Yeah, but our listeners watch us talk every day, not just sit there and be quiet.
I think they would probably do it. If it was a 5-minute meditation and they knew that they could do it with us every morning, they probably would opt in. I think they probably would.
Nah.
Okay. See? if you're going to answer every question, then
I know what they want.
But if the answer to every question is you know what they want, then why do we even ask questions? Because you have it all figured out.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I know what they want.
There you go.
All right, bye-bye.
He knows what you want.